welcome back to another episode of King's Crossing. This is episode 17 in total for the game. If you guys aren't aware, I'm going to be doing this session with Adis and Tough Nuts playing Adarag and Gnimwirt respectively. But before we dive back into the world of Alderaan, we're gonna kick things off with a couple of announcements. So first and foremost, I want to shout out Foundry. Virtual Tabletop is the platform that we use for my game, King's Crossing. So that's what you're going to be seeing below us on the screen here, and using the die rolls off to the right side. I'm able to keep track of all the characters, the plethora of characters we have in King's Crossing. All right here on Foundry. It's very user friendly. It's very functional. It works really well. They don't sponsor us. They don't endorse us. This is just me giving them a shout out because I want to. You guys got anything?
Yeah, so come and check us out on Mondays for the Drinks and Discussions podcast, also known as the Dirty Podcast. Check it out on Mondays from, what time is it over there?
You can say it in your time.
All right, so from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
It did get changed though, remember?
Changed though, so 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Yeah. And then...
No. 5 to 6.
Oh, okay. So
which one are we talking about here?
Two different ones. Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 to 6. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
it all just got changed yesterday. For anyone who's confused, including us, it all literally got changed as of yesterday. So, no, you're perfectly fine, because I was remembering it as you were saying it. I was like, oh. So, I'm going to go off Eastern time, because that's what I'm in. 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 p.m. their time, is when we used to have it, but now we don't have anything during that time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird, because all my streams start at 7 p.m. Eastern for me, except that one, so I might just need to do like an hour of something. But, so starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, otherwise 5 p.m. Pacific, or whatever that is, wherever you're at, we have Dirty, which, as he was saying, is the Drinks and Discussions RPG podcast. Check it out. We had a really great session yesterday. That's going to be going up on YouTube as well. That was a really fun session with you guys.
I like that one.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, you know what? It was so good. Tough Nuts.
Because Tough Nuts wasn't there.
Don't say it.
And then following that, this is all part of the change. So from 8 to 9 Eastern is Dirty. And then 9 to 10 Eastern is Under the Table. Under the Table is a combined effort between both parties. There are two groups going through King's Crossing right now, one on Sundays and one on Tuesdays, live on kick.com/Rathnar. And on Monday nights, we all get together and do an Under the Table discussion where we basically do an open table talk, Q&A, brief up on notes, brief up on clues they got, stuff like that. Also, I was thinking, we talked about this during it, it would be really cool when everybody's in town together. You could even do it under the table where, like, whoever shows up are the ones who are quote-unquote awake, and they're, like, at Hobbs Lodge, and they're just, like, hanging out in the tavern, and you guys could literally sit around the table and RP your Under the Table, and that way your characters would be able to exchange information without having to go into a whole session and do that during a session. So I thought that would be a really cool idea to implement whenever everyone's in town or in the same area. Sorry to kind of overcast you there. I know that all just changed yesterday, so I had to figure that out.
I'll learn it by next week.
Yeah, no, we learned it. We had to learn it right now on the spot. I totally forgot about that, so I apologize. Tough Nuts, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I would say definitely go check out the YouTube channel. It's the same name as the Twitch channel, so The Official Wrath, trademark. And there's a lot of good content. You can find all of the King's Crossing episodes. You can find the Under the Tables that we're talking about. Handfuls of playthroughs, like the Baldur's Gate playthrough. There's what's it called?
Stardew Valley.
The single player one that you're doing, Raph.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley,
yeah.
Miasma Chronicles, Space Haven, Aliens Dark Descent. Which one?
Yeah, well, yeah. Space Haven, that's with a group of people, right?
No, it's just me. It's just the people I have in my game are all of you guys from King's Crossing. So I have Tough Nuts. I have Pickles. I have Shifty. That's my crew in Space Age.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I
that
like
way
that.
I get to yell at you guys. Oh God, what are you doing, Tough Nuts? I think the other night, Tough Nuts and Rathnar were sharing a bathroom together, and I was like, oh. It was the whole movie.
Okay, they're cousins.
Yeah. If I was gonna say, if you know us, then there's more to that story. Anyways, go check out the YouTube. There's a lot of good content there.
Absolutely. Daily uploads as well, so plenty of stuff. One thing that I will correct, and he doesn't know this, so it's not his fault. Because I switched from Twitch over to Kick, the channel changed to Rathnar, so now it's the official Rathnar. That's the only change.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only change. But that's that. That's all the announcements we got for today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All
I'm
right.
gonna plug in my other monitor here real quick.
Without further ado, previously on King's Crossing, our friends Adarag and Gnimwirt spent the better part of their morning exploring their current home of Arwen's Rest, with an assignment from the town elder, Arlane, and a personal agenda to boot. They were busily back and forth across town, running errands. This included investigating the arson of the old marketplace, talking with locals such as Kent, Frankie, and Hopkins, trading for knowledge with Valeris and Zabani in the antiquarian, and even learning a little more about Alexios. With the current objective to gather ingredients for a petrification remedy before heading back north to seek out a man called Atlas and bring him back to answer for his crimes against the town of Arwen's Rest. But didn't he have an accomplice? And why did he attack Sires in the market? Was he kidnapping a kid as well? Why? Find out right here on King's Crossing, episode 17. So Adarag and Gnimwirt, I will be honest, I don't even remember exactly where we left you.
So we left off where we were going to Granny Evelyn.
Well, we were headed back to the docks looking for the bitterweed after getting the recipe from Zabani.
Okay, so you guys left the antiquarian
Okay, right.
with the recipe, which I will pull up on screen. I'm pretty sure I still have it, or do you guys have it somewhere? Recipe, there it is.
I've got it, but yeah.
Okay,
I can't share.
Do you have access to it?
Yeah, do you want me to share so the stream can see? Or?
I've got it pulled up on stream.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, the Stonehide Remedy is what it's called. So they received this from the antiquarian. You guys left the antiquarian with a general idea where to find some of these ingredients needed.
Yep.
Where do you go?
So let's recap here for a second. So, Evelyn has the flowers.
Yep.
Which we'll go over in a sec. The bitterweed is near the docks somewhere.
Hopkins has it. Hopkins has been known to like chew bitterweed.
Okay. Yeah, my note just said near the docks, so that makes sense. And then seek out Hopkins, so that works. And then Bjorn will have some of the flowers potentially as well. If he ever comes back. And
he had the herbs, I think.
Yeah, like his belongings, but I don't know if we want to just.
They said you could start there. You could check there.
Start with him.
Yep. Yeah. And then, so we decided to head out to the docks. I'm assuming we know which one of these are flowers. So like blue savory, yellow dill, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Tundra cassia, probably.
No.
That's not a flower. Okay.
No, the the yellow dill and the blue savory were ones they considered flowers. Okay. And actually, roll survivals, both of you.
Just standard across the board.
Yes, sir. All right, sweet. Make sure that's showing up on camera. We're good. Oof, all right, barely. Success on both sides. We have a 45 or less, got a 7, 42 or less, got a 41. Yes, you guys would both know the blue savory and the yellow dill are pretty common. Well, the blue savory is more rare. Gnimwirt, you probably have read this in a book, maybe looking at ingredients for some of your experiments. Adarag, you probably know this just from folklore tales along the road as you travel. The blue savory is more rare. It's a very rare flower. The yellow dill is kind of a common flower that would be found in most gardens, in most, in a lot of places. The mammoth nutmeg, you guys have never heard of, but it's rumored to be a mountain fauna. The tundra cassia, same thing, except from what you understand, it's extinct.
Which one's that? Sorry.
Tundra cassia.
So it's from the mountains, likely, but rumored to be extinct.
Yeah. So mammoth nutmeg from the mountains, actually a really good spice for like festival drinks. You just think of like a cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
And the tundra cassia is rumored to be extinct. It used to be a mountain flower, but people don't know if it's still around. They haven't seen it.
Okay. And that leaves the bitterweed, which is just a weed that grows near water, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's like a river weed. Like
Okay. Almost like seaweed, but
yeah, I was trying to think of like a are they called cottontails? The ones where they're really long and they have that like little pod on top.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
A foxtail, maybe?
Foxtail, maybe? Yeah.
Maybe? I don't
Those
know.
like ones that grow in like big batches along the water's edge. Anyway, that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Adarag, I mean,
sir.
you want to head over to the. So here's what I'm thinking. We got to collect these supplies, right? Because if we want to go deal with this statue, we're gonna need to unstatue him.
Aye.
So that's step one. But I think in addition to just having this remedy, we also probably need to have some fail safes in place in case once we unstatue Stonehide him, we can control him and he won't be a threat to us.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. So I wonder. I mean, I'm thinking what we do is we tie up the statue before we unstatue it thoroughly. I can make some ropes that are very strong, and we'll just make it in a way that all we have to do as soon as we unstatue it is be pulling on those ropes, and it just immediately cinches down as soon as it starts moving. Does that sound reasonable?
Aye, that sounds reasonable. Also, I might mention that I also have some folkbane stashed away that could also help keep this lad immobile while he's coming out of his petrification.
Do I know what this is, Folkbane?
Roll a survival check. You do not. A 53 out of 42.
What is Folkbane? Never heard of this.
Well, sir, folkbane is a tincture of sorts that helps to slow down the imbiber.
So it's
Sometimes
one
it
of
deathly
those
effects.
deathly. Well, we don't want to kill this guy.
Oh no, of course not, sir. But in small amounts, it is enough to paralyze a man.
Let me see. This is one of your smuggling tactics, huh?
Well, when the things get rough out at the seas, you never know when you need to toss a guy overboard, and he needs to cool off while you get away.
Well, based on what we saw with this guy and the statue from earlier, I have no ill feelings towards using whatever means necessary.
Noted, sir.
I'll just to be safe, I'll go procure some rope. We'll add that to our list of things we need before we head out. I've got this net, so I can probably use that for part of it. Shall we head over to the dock and see if we can start collecting ingredients?
Aye, sir. Sounds like a plan to me.
We head to the dock.
All right. Headed out towards the docks. You guys are easily able to find it. You've been around town. You guys are getting kind of familiar with the area, at least following the roads, and you know which path to take. You guys approach the dock, and you see a sight. You see Hopkins dragging something out of the water, up onto the shore.
Do we see Frankie?
You don't.
Hopkins, me lad, what that be? I go and see what he's gesturing at.
The thing in front of him that he dragged out of the water is very clearly Frankie.
Frankie!
He looks blue in the face.
I run over to him. Frankie!
I'll run up and help him too.
How would you guys like to help?
Being a man of the sea, I believe I would start trying to do like checking for drowning, like roll him over onto his side, pat his back to try to get any like fluids out of his lungs before starting CPR.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a heal check for me now.
Can I assist him by helping him drag Frankie out of the water and onto his back?
Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, so with assisting, you can assist as long as you have the skill. Do either of you have heal?
Oh.
Nope.
I have an asterisk next to it.
Asterisk means it's a flip to fail if you don't have it trained.
Wow. So then no.
Okay. So no, you're not able to assist him. Which one of you would like to roll it? It is an intelligence-based skill.
I mean, mine's pretty high. I can give it a go.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's not that high.
I mean, I suppose. Well, yeah. Okay, I'll try.
I'll be like hitting him on the back, just like not doing.
I'll just see Adam like beating him. It's like, wait. Let me look, and
Well,
I'll try to.
Adam's not beating him.
Yes.
Hand from the
All right.
gods. Heal needed 51 or less. Got a 64.
I got a 46, and then it flipped.
You flipped. Damn. You go over and you're trying to like you slap him awake, like shake him. You're like, Frankie. Doesn't seem to respond. You see Hopkins is walking around, like hands on his head, like, oh.
Hopkins, do you know any way to? Do you know CPR?
No.
Is there anyone else around?
Doesn't look like there's anyone at the docks. There are people in town. You passed a couple people along the way. You know, Liliana's at the Hobbs Lodge. You know, Addislin's at the setting up the festival. You know, Alexios is out by the festival. You know, Elder Lane's at his house.
Okay.
All right. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to go try to find someone. And I'm going to take off back towards town, and I'm going to be like screaming at the top of my lungs. I need a healer. Is there any healers around?
I need a healer. Somebody to heal Frankie Ryan now.
And he gotta be strong.
He's gotta breathe
gosh.
fast. He's gotta swim faster than death.
He's gotta stop
So-
him from drowning.
Anyways, I need an athletics check from Adarag.
Is Frankie
Standing
like
across the board.
in the water, like still?
No, dragged out of the water. Hopkins
Okay,
dragged
he's
him
fully
out.
out. Okay.
Hopkins is a big dude. Not like a strong big dude, but like a big dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Adarag takes off, his little feet slapping against the ground as he runs.
I need a healer! Any healers around?
What is Gnimwirt doing during this?
I maybe like I would just like check to make sure like nothing is like caught on Frankie or like his clothes aren't like restricting his breathing. Like if they are, I'd like cut him off, I guess. Like his shirt.
Okay. Go ahead and we're gonna do a heal check, and this time it's gonna be is routine plus 10. I'm trying to learn these. I'm trying to be better about it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
routine. All right. Interest. Wait, what? Makes sense. You rolled a heal. 51. What did you roll?
You rolled a 42. It flipped to 24.
You shouldn't flip to 24. It should be a 42. It's flipped to fail.
It can't fail either way though.
This is also true. Okay, so you succeeded. You cut. How do you cut?
With my dirk.
Ooh, perfect. Yes, you cut open his like shirt, exposing his chest. What? Two little chest hairs kind of poke out at you.
Just two.
Just two. You see at this point, his chest kind of inflates even more, seeming that it was being restricted at some point, and this did help.
Okay.
Adarag, you're running, and you run all the way to the festival grounds, the town square, and Addison turns and looks at you. You can see that she's standing over a table, and she actually seems to be. She has her ashen mug in one hand, and she seems to have a bowl on the table, and she's like pouring some of the ashen mug out, and she seems to be sprinkling something over the top and saying something before she stops and looks up at you.
Addison, we need your help. You're a healer, right?
No, I'm not. What's wrong?
Our friend Frankie down at the docks. He's, we believe he may have drowned. We need someone to help right away.
She looks down at the bowl, looks back up. All right, Frankie's a good dear. Fair enough. And she picks up the bowl, and she's like, "Show me where."
This way, down by the docks.
She follows you, carrying the bowl with her. She kind of hooks the ashen mug on a hook on her belt and follows you down the path. What's Gnimwirt doing?
I think as they like show up, they just walk out to Gnimwirt like jumping on Frankie's chest. Like he doesn't know how to do CPR, and he's tiny compared to Frankie, so he's just like trying to do CPR the best he knows how.
Yeah, and you guys see Hopkins is sat down in the sand, just kind of hands on his head, looking out. He's like, as Addison and Adarag come walking down to the shore, Addison's gonna move up to where you're jumping on Frankie, and she's gonna look at you for a second, and then look down at him, look back at you, and she's like, "Would you mind stepping off?"
Yeah, sorry.
She's gonna basically like straddle him, stand over him, and you'll see she looks down at the bowl, looks up to the sky, and without looking away, just throws the bowl in the guy's face. She steps off and stands back.
Did that help? I'm going to be looking at like to see if like that did anything.
We will see.
Well, what's it supposed to do?
Well, I think it's supposed to help.
Okay. He starts looking around like see if anybody else is around.
As you're looking, what's Gnimwirt doing?
I'm gonna go like shake Frankie.
Frankie!
A bunch of water spits out of his mouth. Ow!
Frankie!
Oh, hey,
You're
guys.
okay!
Yeah, I'm okay. What are all you guys doing here?
Well, we came down to the docks and we saw
It's at this point
Hopkins.
Hopkins just tackles him and is like hugging him.
Hopkins pulled you out of the water when we came up, and we didn't. You were looking mighty blue in the face.
Oh. I think the sun got to me. I'm a little
The
tired.
sun got to you.
I don't know. I think I fell asleep.
In the water.
Well, I was up there when I fell asleep. I guess
You
I fell
passed
into
out.
the water. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
All right, we need to make you something to make sure this doesn't happen in the future. Maybe a chair?
Man, that'd be really nice of you. Do you know how to make a chair? I broke my
Yes,
last
we can.
one.
We can make you a chair easy, but to start, let's just get you some food and water.
Oh,
Well, I think
man,
we have plenty of water.
I definitely won't turn down. Hey. Hi. I think you're gonna say he's definitely had plenty of food. Oh man, I definitely go for something to eat. That's mighty swell of you. Thanks, guys. I'm sorry to make everybody worry.
Well,
Well,
we're
you
just
can-
glad you're all right.
You can thank Addison as well. She's the one that I think revived you, I guess. I don't know how, but she did.
Oh, hey, thanks, Addison. You're most welcome, my friend.
Thank
Oh.
you very much, Addison.
Glad I could
Well-
be of assistance.
Hopkins, do you want to help Frankie over to Hobbs Lodge? Yeah, we'll get you some food. It'll be on me.
Yeah. yeah. He reaches down, kind of helps Frankie up.
Before you go, though, Hopkins, if I may, got a quick question for you. In regards to, do you happen to know where we might find some bitterweed?
No. Where might we find it?
He kind of points out to the ocean. He kind of holds up his hands, looking at his fingers.
So it's below the water.
What? It seems like he's laughing at you.
It's above the water?
The face plant. He kind of looks out and throws his hand over the ocean as you see nothing. No weeds above the water.
Hey. So Hopkins, do this.
Oh,
If it's
where else
below
would it be?
if it's below the water, do this, and if it's above the water, do this.
Well, he just said, where else would it be when we said it's below the water, so I think I'm starting to understand.
Oh, okay, you can speak Hopkins.
Can I add that to my character sheet?
Speak Hopkins. That'd be really funny. You can't
language.
read, but you can speak Hopkins. Oh man, that'd be really funny actually. But
All right, well, much appreciated. You lads go get something to eat over at Hobbs Lodge.
he heads off with Frankie in tow, and Addison goes with them. She's like, "You gentlemen,
Addison.
fine? Oh, or not? Yes. Here, what?
Forgive me, but I did notice that you had some seasoning going into that brew that you made earlier. What might that be?
Seasoning.
You had a powder or some sort that you
Oh.
put into
Yeah, pixie dust.
pixie dust.
Yeah. Do they not have that where you're from?
Pixie dust. I'm trying to is it a drug name or
It's very much drug. A
very
very
much
illegal drug. It's basically the equivalent of like, what would you have nowadays? Crystal meth? I'm not really big on drugs, so I'm like, that sounds like a really bad one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like, or what is it? Was it bath salts?
Oh yeah, bath salts.
Yeah.
I mean, the big one now is like fentanyl. I don't know.
God, I don't even know what that one is. Fuck. I'm gonna go with bath salts. It's basically the equivalent of like, yeah. I guess I need to research drugs.
Okay.
My Google history is about to get weird.
Nah,
It's a very like toxic and illegal drug that it's either known to like give people like quote unquote temporary superpowers where they're like, oh, I'm strong, and then they can like punch out walls and stuff. It's not real superpowers, but you know, it's like when people get high on bath salts and or what is it, PCP, where they're like the cops can't take them down, like tasers don't work and shit. But it also is very likely to cause death, like more often than not.
And does Adarag would kind of know something about this pixie dust, I'd imagine.
Well, you do, because I just told you, and I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but yeah, you know.
Well,
Adarag is a smuggler. Yeah,
he has other black market goods, so sure.
We'll say Adarag knows, and if Gnimwirt wants to know, he's gonna have to roll for it.
I'll try to know.
He's going to just like look at
giving away lore.
Adarag's just going to like look at Addison and be like, "Huh? Or did you mean for that to go on to Frankie?"
No, I didn't. It was for someone else.
Who?
A friend of mine.
A friend of yours?
Yeah, he
a
asked
friend
for
of
help.
yours.
Actually, you've met him. Grunkle.
Oh, Grunkle.
Yes. He asked for help. I was doing
That's
my
the
best.
thieving ogre.
Is he a thief? I did not know this.
No, I suppose Dib vouched for him. Never mind.
A dib. What is a
Yeah,
dib?
Dibs. The little lizard folk.
Rawr.
Rawr.
That one.
Okay.
You would know if you had met him.
Oh. I haven't met him. He's a friend of yours. A lizard folk.
Oh, he saved our lives.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, I will have to thank him then. It is good to have you two around.
Oh.
Is there anything
That's
else I
kind of you.
can help you with?
No, that about does it. Thank you very much.
I'm glad it worked.
You sound unsure.
Anyways, don't drown. She turns and heads off.
Right.
What do you guys do?
Well,
sir, it sounds like we got to go swimming.
yes, and as the waterman among us, I expect you'll be up to the challenge.
You guys are back in the ocean after all this time.
Well, sir, yes, I believe that'll work. I can't help but wonder, do you have anything that might be able to deliver air below the water?
So, I mean, it would be easy to fashion a sort of snorkel, but the problem with that is,
What's that?
well, how deep do you think this weed is?
By the looks of it, he was trying to count on his hands, but so I don't know if it's. I don't know if that means it's deep or not.
He speaks Hopkins now, remember?
Well, you see, the issue is if you're trying to breathe air from above at a deep depth, eventually you won't be able to do it because of the pressure down there, as any good engineer knows.
What's pressure?
I just like squeeze Adarag's chest. That's pressure. Makes it harder to breathe.
Excellent.
So the only way that I think I could help you with this is by increasing the pressure at the surface. So if it's very deep, there's not much I can do to help. If it's shallow, then sure, we can create an apparatus.
Well, how about this? I also can't see below the water. Is there something you could do to maybe make it easier for me to scout from above so I know exactly where I need to go down from?
Gnimwirt thinks for a second, and then he starts looking through his stuff real quick, like pulls out his bag. I pull out my looking glass. I think I might be able to do something with these, and I'm going to try to pull some of the glass out of the looking glass and kind of make these just like ghetto goggles for Adarag.
Tradecraft. And I'm going to give you, even though you really don't need it, I'm going to give you a routine check on that because that's a great idea. And you're using tools, supplies that you have.
Now remind me, do I do anything with flipping for this?
It's always flip to succeed, and you add the 5.
Okay.
And you make it routine.
Okay.
I'm a great DM. You have 71 or less. You got a 20, which if you succeed, it's a critical success. Not only do you they look like you fashion together with the eyeglass and some other parts. You're gonna grab a couple of seashells as well, and you're gonna like crunch them and fashion them into. Basically, you've built a set of goggles that look like what are those, like the steampunk goggles?
Yeah.
And you've created a set of steampunk goggles that are watertight. Basically,
somehow
these are not able to go above somehow. Shut up.
No, I like it.
I don't know. You use shoelaces. I don't know how.
All of the sudden, I have suddenly discovered the use of plastic and have manufactured plastic.
Yeah. And yeah, screw black powder, bro. You got plastic. You're gonna make millions.
Gnimwirt is going to single-handedly take us into the nuclear age within a medieval setting.
By the end of the session, he's gonna be like, "Huh, spaceships." And it sucks too, because with the tradecraft and the way your build is, you could be like, I want to live on the moon. I'm gonna invent something. I guess roll for it. Fuck, you succeed. I don't know.
The counter to that is it'll take you 1 month. Like
yeah, the counter. Yeah, you absolutely can do that in like 3 years' time. So back to the game. 3 years goes by in game, and you're like, "Hey, so about that moon shit." I'm like, "Fuck." All right.
Kick and Grunkle just come back one day, and there's a spaceship.
Yeah, they come back to Arwen's Rest. There's just a fucking spaceship. You're like, yeah, we were gonna build a bunker, but instead we decided to fucking go to the moon. If they attack, we're leaving. Adarag, you can add steampunk water goggles.
Cool.
You're gonna be such a sight. They're gonna come back. You're in like ghillie suits with steampunk water goggles. You're gonna be like the swamp monster. What the hell is that? Oh, that's Adarag.
Someone's at my door. I'll be right back.
Okay. What is Adarag doing?
Well, he's putting on the water goggles.
Done.
And then he's going to. All right, so that's that. Make sure I got him in there correctly. Steampunk water goggles. There we go. All right. So he's going to put on the steampunk water goggles, and he's just going to, just right off the dock, just like poke his head under the water, see if he can see anything.
Yes, you do. Right off the dock, you stick your head underwater, and you see what looks to be a whole lot of fauna along the floor going out. Like, it's basically sand out until like maybe 20 feet out. and then a whole bunch of like fauna and stuff, but there's a very clear snaking trail where there's no fauna.
Okay. And can I get a gauge for like how deep under the water it is? Or the sea grass bed?
Yeah, it's maybe 20 to 30 feet down at this point, but you can tell it gets a lot deeper as it goes out.
Okay. And this is out like at the edge of the dock where I'm sticking my head on.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, sir, it looks like there is some fauna down there. I don't know if it's bitterweed or not, but it certainly looks like some patch of it's been picked clean.
Okay. Well, why don't you grab some? And also, just curious, did you see any sort of wreckage down there? Any old ships or anything that look like they've met their end in this little bay?
Well, let me take another look. Do I see anything?
Not from this point.
Not from here. Okay. Well, sir, looks like I don't see any immediately off the dock here.
Okay, no worries.
All right. Well, maybe do you have something I can use as like a flotation device to at least help me get to the location that we need to without without straining too much of my sore and tired muscles?
I might have an idea. I have a bolt of linen in my bag. I'm just gonna like rip off part of it and fashion it into like almost like a balloon and just tie it so it holds air. And that's like his little flotation device.
Fuck it, yeah, why not? You have a balloon. Adarag's gonna be walking around looking like it.
It's got air, so it's not helium.
Steampunk goggles.
Yeah, ghillie suit, balloon. He's just...
I hand it to him. This will only work in water, not above ground.
I see. I'll give it a shot. And I'm going to just kind of like slide off because I still don't know about this thing that you just handed me, so I'm just going to slide off the dock into the water and like still have one hand on the dock and like see like how well this thing like stays above water.
50-50.
About 50-50?
Yeah, it doesn't like keep you afloat, but like you couldn't like sit on it, it would start to sink. But if you if you let go, it floats, and so you could easily just like hold on to it, you know, get your breath, let go. Like it would keep you up for a little bit, but not permanently.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I poke my head back underwater one more time just to make sure I know where I'm going. And I'm going to... Right. I guess we maybe should have kept Addison around just in case, shouldn't we?
The other thing we could do is I could just tie a rope around your waist, and when you give me a tug, I can help pull you up. But
does it work? Do you have some rope?
Well, I've got this net. We could easily turn it back into a rope.
Deconstruct.
Unless you want to just give it a go. I don't know how deep it is, and just if you need to come up, just come up.
It looks about 20 feet down, 20 to 30 feet down. Now, okay, so out of character. I don't know, how difficult is it to swim in this system? Like, is that like an athletics check?
Yeah, it's athletics.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I guess I'll try it. And I'm going to take my hand off the dock. Still have my hand on the balloon, and with my head underwater, I'm going to like breathe out the side and try to like swim over to like swim above the patch that I want to go, the patch that has been kind of picked clean in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to
Patch that has. What do you mean?
You mentioned that there was like an area that like didn't have grass, and then there was like an area that
Yes.
did?
So from where you were at, off the docks, you looked underwater. There, about what did I say? Like 20 feet out, about
Yeah.
20 feet down from the surface, on this slope. They're starting to grow all this fauna, and there was a very clear snaking, winding like trail where there was no. So like from where you are, there's fauna in front of you, and then a very clear like snaking trail where there was no fauna.
Oh, okay. So would I recognize the fauna to not be bitterweed?
Roll survival.
Yep. Nice.
Need 45 or less, got a 31. Success. There's very clearly some bitter weed down there. A bunch of it just kind of all over.
Oh, okay. So the fauna is the bitterweed. Got it.
It's mixed
right.
in. There's other stuff
Mixed
too
in.
as well, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Then yeah, I'm going to go where it looks like the bitterweed is like the thickest. And then I'm going to drop underwater to try to dive down.
Okay. You're not gonna have to roll to swim out to that point. The balloon helps you get out there. Kind of putting some weight on it, taking it off, putting some weight on it, taking it off. You're easily able to get out to that point. As for going down, for every 10 feet you go down, I'm gonna need an athletics check. At this point, you could go 20 feet down.
Okay.
The fauna.
Okay. So I need to pass 2 athletics checks.
Absolutely.
First one.
First one, you need a 42 less, got a 41. That's a success. You get 10 feet underwater. 10 feet down.
All right. Second one.
Need a 42 or less, got a 26. You are at the ocean floor, surrounded by fauna. In that fauna, you're very clearly able to see bitterweed.
All right. I'm going to pluck some bitterweed.
It looks like it needs to be cut. It is firmly rooted.
Okay. Then I'm going to, after tugging on it a little, realizing this, I'm going to take out my stiletto and try to cut it off.
Stab it.
Yeah, stab. Yeah, stabbing.
It does take some work, but you finally are able to collect some bitterweed.
All right. I stuff it into my, I guess, into my belt area, and kind of like try to get it situated as best as I can, and then start going back up to the surface.
Okay, give me an athletics check. Need a 42 or less. Got a 51. You do have fortune points if you want to reroll.
At this point, is the balloon helping him surface again?
No, because remember he's
'Cause I
heavier
left it
than
at
the
the top.
balloon.
Oh,
You
okay.
left the balloon as well. So, at this point, you've run out of air, and you start to. I'm gonna need another athletics check.
Gnimwirt's gonna start stripping off his like shirt and pack and setting it down, getting ready to jump in.
We're gonna step
You're
away
gonna start-
from Adarag. Gnimwirt, you're on shore. It's been a minute. Been down there a while. You don't have a watch, but you're looking. It's been a while.
Yeah.
What do you do?
While he's been doing this, what I've been doing is I took out my net and I took my dirk and I like it's hard to describe, but you know how a net has like the webbing?
Yeah.
I went around like the outside web and like cut off part of it so that there's like a string, like a rope connected to the net.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and toss the net in and hold on to the rope. And I'm hoping it starts to sink towards Adarag.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds here.
And
That's
I'd like
not it.
to re-roll my second athletics check.
All right, go for it. You want to re-roll again? You need a 42 or less. Got a 75.
Jesus. Here come the bad rolls.
Do you want to re-roll or no?
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Okay. Needed a 42 or less, got a 93. Would you like to reroll?
You're going the wrong way, bud.
It's going the wrong way.
I am trying to help you, so we can see what happens here.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for
Here,
something.
Mr. DM, have 2 fortune points.
Yeah, thanks, yes.
Mhm.
I
For no
appreciate
reason.
that. I appreciate that. Give me a simple melee. Simple range skill check.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, standard everything.
Standard everything. You go to throw the net and it gets caught on the dock.
Alright, I'm gonna try to quickly uncaught it.
Easily done. Not stuck or anything.
Okay, and I'm going to try to just cast it out again.
Okay, go for it. Simple range check. Okay, this time you get it off the dock and twirl it up again and heave it out there. It launches out and lands on top of the water.
Okay. Is it sinking or is it just floating?
No, it would be sinking.
Okay. Now I'm going to tie it off to the dock as quick as I can.
Mhm.
Do I do that?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yes,
I'm
you
going
can.
to jump in and start swimming towards Adarag.
Okay, give me an athletics check. Episode 1, we're back, baby.
We're back to the water. Oh god.
Gnimwirt.
Yep.
You can reroll if you want.
No. Tell me what happens.
Okay. Gnimwirt, you jump in and you start swimming and you're getting caught up in the rope going out to the net. You're like, no, yeah. You're at this point floundering in place.
Okay.
Adarag still hasn't surfaced. What would you like to do?
I'm going to. I'm still at the surface, but just caught in the net, or
Yes.
am I below water? Okay.
No.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I'm
surface
going
for
to.
now.
I'm going to. Calm myself, untangle quickly,
Mhm.
and then I'm going to start just like using the rope to guide me towards Adarag.
Okay. Give me a coordination check. To untangle yourself from the rope and get centered. Perfect. You have 43 less, got a 5. You calm yourself, you take a second, breathe, you unwrap the rope from around you, and you use it to push yourself out there. Using the rope to get out there, I'm not going to give you an athletics check. You're going to be able to get out to the spot. Then what happens?
Okay. So I'm to the like above Adarag.
Give or take.
Okay. I'm just gonna look down. I don't have goggles, but I'm gonna see if I can see where he's at.
No, gets dark down there. You can't really tell.
Okay. I'm gonna start.
We're on a rainy coast. If you guys do remember, why is there no music? It is raining.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to follow the rope down, and hopefully Adarag has it. And
Okay.
yeah, so I'm swimming down.
Swimming down. Adarag hasn't been seen for too long now. Gnimwirt swimming down, following the net. You're going down. As you're going down, you see a stiletto float past you.
Yeah, I'm going down.
Continuing to swim down, I'm going to need an athletics check from Gnimwirt. Gnimwirt, it's at this point that you reroll immediately. Needed a 40 less, got a 42. Gnimwirt, it's at this point that you run out of air. You want to keep going down or you want to resurface? You're about 10 feet underwater.
I'm gonna try to push it a little more, and try to go down, but still close to the rope.
Okay. Roll an athletics check. This time is going to be challenging. Yeah, 30 less, got an 83.
All right.
Gnimwirt, it's at this point that you can't breathe. Your bubbles have escaped you. And your vision's starting to fade.
Okay, I'm gonna start pulling on the rope, pulling myself up to the surface.
Your hand reaches out. You can't find the rope. You can't see. Everything's going dark. You can't find the rope. Where's the rope? Your hand's floundering. It's reaching. And then it touches something slimy. It doesn't touch something. Something slimy touches your hand. And all of a sudden, you feel yourself get grabbed. And you feel yourself rocketing up. As you guys resurface, both of you get dragged up onto the beach. You feel, Adarag, you feel something at your back just pulling you by your scruff of your neck up onto the beach. Gnimwirt, you're grabbed by the hair, just pulled up onto the beach. You both lay. Gnimwirt on your back, staring up, the sun beating down on you. Adarag, face first in the sand.
Are we both breathing?
You are. As you roll over, you see a scaly looking creature look at you and then sprint and dive into the water. It looks approximately the size of like a grown human man.
Okay.
Can I roll a folklore to understand what the thing was?
Yeah, roll for it. Standard. You have 51 or less, got a 26, you succeed. You wouldn't recognize it, you wouldn't know anything about it. Best you could guess is some kind of merman. It looked like a fish, but with, I mean, it was able to like add like claw things that pulled you up onto the land. Some weird fish mutant. Hard to
Okay.
tell.
Well, it's gone, so it's just Adarag and me on the beach now alone.
Yeah.
I turn towards Adarag. You okay?
Do I still have the wheat bitter weed around my
You do. It's
belt?
tucked into your belt.
Okay.
You do not have a stiletto.
I'm fine, but I think I lost some of my gear.
I'm gonna go back up to the dock where I tied off the rope,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pull in the rope, and I'm hoping it caught some of his gear.
I'm gonna have you roll a pure luck check. Let's go a D100. You need a 50 or less. You got a 30. You pull in the net, and somehow the stiletto is caught in the net.
Yes.
Well done. You did it. Mission success.
I untie the net and get it all back in my pack, and then I just carry over the stiletto to Adarag. Don't lose this again.
This is the second time. I need to stop this habit. I got
When
stuck
was
in
the
a
first
food
time?
light.
Yeah, that's right. That's the first time you used this net as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
They're intertwined.
did you get the bitterweed?
Pull it out from my belt. Got it right here.
Oh, thank God. I don't want to have to do that again. Although I must admit I am curious about this fish creature.
I
Thankful.
am too. I'm very thankful. We need to bring him. What do you figure fish folk eat?
Perhaps Zabani would know. We could ask him
Perhaps
next time
Zabani.
we're around. Yeah, we'll feed him Sabani. But they might know more about that if next time we see them.
Aye, that might be a good question. I'd like to thank them somehow.
Yeah. Well, we got the bitterweed. Do you think there's enough for a tablespoon there?
I got a couple stalks, so I believe if we mince it up, it should be fine.
All right. Adarag looks over the recipe and makes sure we have
You mean
all
Gnimwirt?
that we need.
You mean
Let's see.
Gnimwirt? Because
Yeah,
Adarag
sorry,
can't read,
Gnimwirt.
Adarag can't read.
but he understands. But he understands Hopkins.
Yeah, okay. I'm satisfied. Let's hope the other 4 ingredients or so aren't as terrible to come by.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'll regret saying that, but
Why'd you have to put it out in the world?
The gods can hear you.
The one
I'll be
can.
honest. I've already got notes on things I need to bring up for under the table because you guys, man, your games never go according to plan. Ever.
I'm guessing it wasn't originally supposed to be underwater. It was just going to be on the bank.
No, it was originally. I just figured you guys would ask Hopkins to help, and he would have gotten it for you. It was like it wouldn't have been this difficult, but it was. Yeah, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen in D&D, so or in Zweihander, I suppose.
It turns out swimming 20 feet is a huge challenge for us.
Well, technically, it's 40 feet out and then 40 feet back.
I'm
A
sorry,
squared
I also
plus B squared equals C squared.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
sorry, I also lost your what'd you call that thing?
Oh, the balloon. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's just a
That's
bit
what
of
you call it.
cloth. You still got your goggles, though. That's good.
that I
Hopefully
do.
you don't need them in the future, but they're there if you do.
They pop up and they actually have an audible suction noise. I'm like, what?
Sure.
Yeah, hold on to those. I might turn those back into my my spyglass eventually. But
Look at my trappings right now. So I have a duster on, like a soot-stained duster, some
yeah. You still got
steampunk
steam.
goggles, a ghillie suit over the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was wondering. So
We're gonna need some new
Adarag,
character art for you.
would Adarag, from his like time being at sea, know more about this thing that just came up and saved
You
us?
can roll Folklore.
Okay.
You succeed. I will say no, but because you succeeded, it's unlike anything you've heard of before. This is a
Gotcha.
new species.
Okay, so it's
Entirely.
unique to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Da-da-da-da! You have collected bitterweed.
Bitterweed. Well, that's one thing off the list. Where to next, sir?
well, my vote is to pick an easier one off the list. Maybe some yellow dill. That should be in any garden or just around town, honestly.
That sounds favorable to me, but who do you suppose would have it?
Well, perhaps we can go to the town center and see if there's a farmer in town or someone who keeps a garden.
I know that Valerice did mention Granny Evelyn.
Okay. Yeah,
Do
let's
we know?
let's
Do
see.
you know Granny Evelyn?
I recognize the name, but no, we'd have to go ask.
Aye. Well, it looks like they were all gathering in town for something. Let's go take a look and see if we can. Oh wait, did Jonathan told us that it was like the Spring Equinox Festival, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And Addison also said
Also mentioned
you
it.
guys
Yeah.
during the crossover episode.
Yep. Well, let's go and ask around at the festival and see who might have any information on this Granny Evelyn.
Sounds good to me. We head to the crossroads. While we're walking, I'm like ringing out. Or sorry, not the crossroads. The
I was
town
like,
center.
to the crossroads? That's where the other group
Okay.
is right now.
No, the town center. And
We're
while we're
going
walking,
east.
I mean, it is east because we're at the coast. But,
True.
as we're walking, though, I'm like wringing out my clothes and
Yes. I was gonna note, both your guys' gear are soaked.
Soak through. Yeah.
Yep. You guys head back into town?
Well,
heading to...
for the record, sorry, one thing. I took off my shirt and put down my stuff on the dock before I jumped in.
That's true, you did. And out of common sense, I'm gonna assume, Adarag, you probably took off your important backpack and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would that'd be common sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So only your clothes really are soaked there then.
Yep. Probably my powder's wet too for the pistol. I probably would have not thought to take that off.
Yeah, that's gonna need to be dried out. You probably don't even know that though. You guys head back into town towards the town square where the festival is being set up. In there you see once again Alexius is there, Addison's there, a couple different townsfolk are there. Give me awareness checks. Standards. Gnimwirt, you're looking around. I mean, you see, what I said. Alexios is playing some music, stringing, and you can see that he's like sitting there thinking, like, come up with lyrics and lines. It's like, Adarag, you're looking around and you see a little puff of smoke, like a little train car, puffing out those little puffs of smoke. As a little old lady, about the same size as you, is moving through the crowd, kind of pushing through people, getting people out of her way, carrying like 3 bouquets of flower, 3 dozen bouquets.
3 dozen bouquets.
Yeah, 3
Oh.
bouquets of different like flower arrangements as she's moving through the.
Get out of the way! Move!
As you see this woman.
Hell yeah, brother.
Get out of the way! Granny Evelyn's coming through! Look out!
I believe we found our granny.
Who said
That's
Granny?
not.
I point her out in the crowd to Gnimwirt.
You say my name! Who are you?
Oh, hello, Granny Evelyn.
How you know my name? I don't know you. You one of my
Well-
kids. I don't owe you
Possibly.
money, do I?
No?
You can't catch me!
You see she goes to take off, but she's not very fast.
We have questions about your flowers.
What? Oh, my flowers! Well, why didn't you say so?
She's gonna come back over.
Which one do you want?
Well,
She's looking
Granny,
at arrangements.
do you have any?
You look like blue.
And she puts a blue-looking like orchid in your ear, over your head.
Yeah, sure, that'll do.
I look at it. Is that a blue savory?
What? No. I'm not just gonna give him a blue. Are you out of your mind?
Well, sorry, I'm not super familiar with my flowers.
Yeah, obviously.
So
That's
blue
okay.
savory is not very common, I take it.
No. Very rare flower. Is that what you're here
Gee.
for?
Well, that's one of them, but we're also looking for yellow dill.
Yellow.
She looks at her arrangement.
I've got about 14 of them here. Which one do you want?
Well, we need 4 tablespoons worth.
She gives you 4, not realizing. She's like,
Here's 4 whatevers. Is that enough tables?
Yes, I think that'll do.
Perfect.
Can we pay you for it?
Maybe. For those.
She kind of
Well-
looks to like Hobbs Lodge, just a little ways off, and there's like some growing. You can see some growing outside, like along the front. She goes,
Yes. Yes, you can pay me.
she kind of holds out her hand.
Okay. I'll understand that they're common and from her pointing, and I'll hand her like 4 brass pennies.
She takes it, bites it, and like,
So you're good for your money, huh? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And
Why you
do you
need blue
know?
savory?
Well, we were talking to Zabani. Do you know him?
Oh. Yes. Why are you talking to
And
him?
well, he's trying to help us create a remedy of sorts.
Have you
and
tried his
this is-
tea?
No, I can't say that I
He makes
have.
great tea. He uses my herbs for it. Very good.
Ah, well, we'll have to try that. But yes, we're trying to track down a blue savory for this remedy.
And what will you do for me? For a blue savory. Hey, you hear that? Alexios, use that!
Alexios kind of looks up and kind of awkwardly smiles, and then goes back to what he's doing.
Well, I'm good at building things. If I could be of service in that way,
I'm 111 years old. What do I need built?
or maybe
Powerboat?
a nice rocking chair.
You say PowerPoint?
No,
What did you say?
I said a planter box.
Oh, you're PowerPoint. I was like, no, I don't think she needs a PowerPoint. Okay, sorry.
Well, she's 111, maybe.
What do I need built?
Well, there's lots of things. I could build you a nice rocking chair or a planter box. Perhaps
rocking chair. Are you the one who's gonna help out that Frankie boy? Frankie was saying he was getting a brand new chair.
Well, yes. Like I said, I can build just about anything, given the materials and time.
What about you, other guy?
I
do you
can.
do? What do
I
you do for me?
can. I can be your moral support.
You gonna rub my feet? I don't know what that means. You gonna rub my feetsies?
I could rub your feetsies.
$9.99 on rubmyfeetsies.com.
Roll a survival check.
Survive. She's like, she kind of looks around and she goes,
Are you two coming to the festival?
Well, of course, ma'am.
You win me an award at the festival. Win me a prize at the festival.
A prize at the festival. What sort of prize would you like?
Any prize. I've never won anything. I never win at their damn games at the festival. They never let me win. They cheat, probably.
Oh,
So
I
if we
can help
win you
with
this
that.
prize, then you're saying you can help us get a blue savory.
Will you win me a prize?
Well,
We
yes,
can work something out.
I think we could do that.
Think or will?
I will do that.
Good. Fair enough. Where are you going to be now? Next. Where are you going?
Well, we have a few more things to track down for this remedy.
Well, if
I don't
go
suppose
get some
you've-
blue savory, where can I find you?
We should be back at Hobbs Lodge this evening, if that works for you.
You'll be back there this evening. This evening is the festival. You will be here winning me a prize.
Ah, that we will. Then,
Yeah. You're saying, like, in the immediate future, like right now.
Yes. If I go get it and I come back, where will you be?
Where was Bjorn's stuff?
Hobbs Lodge.
So,
Everyone,
Hobbs Lodge.
Yeah, all the guests basically stay at
Okay.
Hobbs Lodge because they don't have homes.
Okay. Yeah. We'll be headed over to Hobbs Lodge.
Ah, perfect. You win me a prize and build me a nicer chair than Frankie.
Okay, you got it.
I will go get it.
thank you, ma'am.
Get out of the way, shoot!
And she pushes through the two of you and kind of waddles her way off down the street.
Right. Can I look around to see like what sort of like prize events are going to be are being set up right now?
Yes. 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 I do have that. Yes.
Yes, and
Yeah, yes, and listen, to be fair, this isn't the episode for the festival, so I don't have those notes up, but yeah, where is it? I do have that. Did I transfer it over? Hang on.
I'll let you know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to see what sort of things are being set up, so I might be able to make something to cheat to win one of these games.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I will also note that Gnimwirt, he's a Goldbergian, so anything in... Wait, no, that's not the one. Which one's the one?
While you find that, you see that there looks to be, and from what you can tell, a pie eating contest, a throwing contest, and a strength contest, a drinking contest, and what looks to be some kind of contest involving pillars that are massive, like a story tall.
Okay.
That's what you can tell so far. And possibly an obstacle course.
I was just going to say, I don't think Gnimwirt has used this yet, but when counting or cheating, I get a +10 base chance to my skills test.
I don't think you have either, but that might come in handy.
So while Adarag is looking around at the festival and stuff, I'm gonna head back to Hobbs Lodge, but on the way, I'm gonna swing by the town center where the fire was. I'm gonna look for
marketplace.
The marketplace, yeah. And I'm gonna look for scrap wood that wasn't destroyed by the fire that I could use for these chairs.
Okay. Give me. Actually, you're not gonna have to give me anything because your tradecraft skill says that you always find the materials you need. So that's a perfect place to find them, though. There's a bunch of buildings there that don't need the wood. So the front sides are all burned and bashed. The back sides still have not great quality wood because you live in a swamp where it's always raining, but the best quality wood you're going to find outside of stronger trees, which we have come to find out are down near the crossroads.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going to just gather up a bunch of that wood and the nails that were holding it together and stuff, and going to, pull it all together and then start lugging it back towards Hobbs Lodge.
Okay, what's Adarag doing? You are looking around at the different games, and you notice Gnimwirt's gone.
Where did that man go? Alexios, did you see where that my friend Gnimwirt went?
Gnimwirt, yes. He went off towards the marketplace that way.
Much appreciated, thank you, sir.
Of course, my friend.
I'm gonna start walking over that way to check out what he's doing.
You see him walking towards you with a stack of wood taller than he is. He's like,
I'm struggling to drag it back.
yeah, probably dropping it and then having to scoop it up, and is stepping backwards, dragging it, and bumps into you.
Here, let me help you with that, sir.
Thank you.
Take off some of his load.
You guys are both equipped.
Sir, I was thinking, is there anything you can do to maybe improve this? What did you call it when you gave it to me? It was
balloon.
The boomstick. The thing that.
I just smile and nod.
My magic stick. Your magic what?
What do you mean by
under the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about under the table. He was like, I'm gonna get it. I held him up with my magic stick, and I was like, what? I'm thinking a wand, and he lifted Grunkle up, and I was like, I don't think that ever happened. He's like, no, I held him up with my magic stick. And I was like, I don't fucking know what you mean. It took us all like 5 minutes to figure out what was going on. But anyways, continue.
Well, what do you need improved on it? Help me understand.
Well, I was thinking, if they've got a throwing contest, I wonder what the stipulations are on throwing, on like what constitutes a throw. Like, could I just throw this little lead ball using this magic stick and...
Well,
or is it a targeted event where I could just aim and shoot at it? But I haven't had much training with this thing, I'm afraid. So I'm not...
Well, a couple problems. One, you jumped into the water with your boomstick. And so...
What's the problem with that?
Boomstick plus water equals no boom. It's gonna have to dry out. Second, if it's a throwing contest, they're gonna want to see how far do you throw the item. And if you use that thing, I don't think they're gonna find the item. You'll throw it too far.
I see. Okay. But are we sure it's a distance throwing contest and not a like accuracy sort of like throw it and knock down the jug? Did I see whether it was a like distance sort of thing or whether it was like knock down these jugs sort of thing?
I hate that I have to say this, but it did look like a target based event.
Well, sir, it looks like I just have to hit the things.
So here's my only other concern, and I'm gonna, at this moment, look around to make sure there's not other people around while we're talking about this.
Griff standing right there. Will you two? No. you guys are probably walking back towards there's townsfolk passing by, but no one seems. They probably like look like two little folk wielding a bunch of wood and
lumber.
But no one really bothers you. Everyone's just kind of morning.
Okay.
Morning. Okay.
Morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Sorry.
Engineers. Morning. Okay.
Engineers are not social creatures. I'm deep in
I'm perfectly okay with that. That was canon. Morning. Okay.
Okay.
It's like that vine where they just turn, the camera turns and looks at that guy and he's just like, okay.
Okay. Hi.
Anyways, carry on.
So, the last concern I have is nobody knows what this technology is except for, well, me. And I don't know that you want an entire town knowing that you have this thing. Even if it is to win a contest for some flowers. The secret might be more valuable than the flowers, if I'm being honest.
I see. Well, looks like well, if that's how you feel about it, then
I do, however, think that we could design another thing that could help you accurately throw. Maybe just not using your boomstick.
All right. And then I pull out my shepherd sling. I have this.
Your what?
My shepherd sling. It's
like a slingshot?
It's like one of the like the old-fashioned sling.
Where you
It's
twirl
just
it
like a
around
rope
like was it David and Goliath used his sling?
Okay.
It's basically like a leather strap with a little pocket that holds the stone, and you sling it around and release half of it, and it launches the stone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's like, yeah, I think I could do something with that. Something to make it consistent, reliable.
That would be appreciated. I've already got I have trained with this one though, so I am pretty. I may not be accurate with it, but when I hit it, it sure packs a wallop.
Well, let's make you accurate, and then we'll call it good. Looks like I've got a lot of building ahead of me, so I'm gonna get started on all this.
Right. So are we walking into Hobbs Lodge?
I'm gonna dump all the wood like outside of it, like kind of to the side, like out of the way of the path.
You dump it over some recently trampled earthen ground, because this is where you set up your little workstation to make the ghillie suits.
And the sled. Or no, not the sled.
No, not the sled, it was the boots.
The boots.
The boots,
Yep.
yeah.
You didn't make ghillie suits for them. You made one ghillie suit and it fit... Oh
Izzy.
god, what was it? Izzy.
Mhm.
That's right.
I made some boots for the other
Yeah, you made
group.
boots for them, you didn't make suits for them.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
I think at this point, I've just kind of like set up like a little workbench like table that's like connected to Hobbs Lodge, and
Just like their front lawn is turned into like this little workshop.
it's like around the side,
Yeah.
but they just know like, oh yeah, like Gnimwirt makes useful things here.
Yeah, it's slowly being converted. Like it was like some grass, now it's just trampled like dirt, and then like over time it's gonna be like a time lapse thing where every time you come back, there's like something new kind of built there and like set up. Like there's
Got
a
a
bench
sawhorse.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start getting to work on these chairs.
All right. Well, I'll head inside and see if I can maybe find Bjorn or Bjorn stuff, and I'll also check in and see how Frankie's doing.
Okay, yeah. If Bjorn's around, let me know because we need to talk to him to get some more items, and particularly that mammoth nutmeg. I believe is from the mountains, so I'm guessing Bjorn might know more about it.
I see. Well, I can certainly ask him about it. Well, what was that other one, just in case I do run into him? What was the other thing that we were looking for?
The tundra cassia, also from the mountains, but from what I've heard, it's rumored to be extinct. So maybe he knows about that too.
All right. Well, I'll also check in and see how Frankie's doing.
Tell him
give
I'm
me-
building him a great chair.
Will do. You give me a holler if you need anything out here.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna walk inside the tavern.
As you push open the door, once again, the heat from the fire hits you. The place is muggy, but warm and like earthen and comfortable and welcoming. You hear from behind the counter, a voice goes, "Ah, it's Adarag! Welcome back!" And you hear cheers from inside, "Adarag!" As Liliana greets you. And then inside you see Griff laying down on his cot, kind of standing up, and you see Frankie kind of sitting down on the cot next to him that was previously occupied by Grunkle. He's like, "Oh, hey, man!
Hey. Frankie, how are you doing?
I'm good. Why are you all wet?
Well, we went into the water right after you.
Wow. Well, why?
Well, we needed to get some this weed called bitterweed. Hopkins, thank you for showing us where it was. I probably should have asked you. I know that you're much better than I am at doing those dives. Ah, yeah.
You see Frankie.
Yeah, I agree, but okay. So you're okay though, man.
Well, we almost weren't for a second. Things got quite hairy. Hopkins, do you know of a fishman that's out there in the just off the
You
docks?
see his face immediately change.
Yeah, about the size of a man. Yes, but yeah, so you don't know much either.
We didn't know it's the size of a man.
Oh, I need to learn. I need to study more. Well, I appreciate that, but yeah. So there was a fish folk that came out and actually pulled Gnimwirt and I out of the water. Frankie, I don't suppose you have seen this fish folk down there either.
No, I haven't ever seen it. But Hopkins said that he saw it one night. It was dark, so he couldn't really tell. But someone came out of town and just dove into the water, and they never came back up. And he thought that was kind of odd, and he told me about it. And we went out on our boat and we looked for it, but we never found it. And then when I was fishing earlier today, there's only little fish around here, nothing really all that big. But then,
He kind of looks to Hopkins, and Hopkins is like, I got that.
Well, I don't think it was the sun that made me tired. I caught something really big on my fishing line, and it was pulling really hard.
Go ahead and roll something for me. He seems hesitant to give you this information. You want to try and charm him or persuade him, or what's your goal here?
Yeah, so I think my goal here would be to, like, I'm not trying to push for information right now. I'm just trying to, like, say, like, hey, I had this experience too. Any information that you could give me right now would be much appreciated. Kind of like trying to be a little bit camaraderie in that sense of, like, hey, this, it's not just you. It's not like you're not the only one who's experienced this sort of thing.
Give me a charm check.
Okay.
Okay. He's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a really big fish that wore me out, but something's definitely out there.
I understand. Well, it definitely was a large fish folk, that's for sure. But I don't think it's necessarily a nasty being at by its nature. I mean, it saved Gnimwirt and I out there, truly.
Then I guess we'll drink to that, huh?
To live in another day.
hey! Griff's like, hey, couldn't agree more. At that point, Lilia brings out a tray, and she's like, well, then I guess drinks it is, huh?
Much appreciated. Thank you, Liliana.
Of course, dear. I don't know why I sound like Addison now, but...
Of course. As I'm working outside on these chairs, I smell the food inside, and I pull out my, like, 2-day-old potato wedges and start munching on those.
Yep. Adarag, what else do you want to do?
Say, Liliana, would you happen to know, did Griff, the big bear person, did he drop his... Did you put his stuff?
She looks at Griff. Griff's like...
Oh, Griff!
Not that big of a bear.
Oh, Griff, you're back!
Wait,
I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, wait, no, not a Griff. Sorry.
I'm back!
You should clip that. Raph and I were on the same page that whole time, just waiting for you to understand.
Yeah. Chris, I'm not that big of a bear. You know, Griff, that big bear, is just like, huh? Griff? No? Griff, you're back! Oh, I'm back!
you took me back, yeah.
I didn't leave. You brought me back a long time ago. Yesterday.
Retcon. Liliana, do you happen to know where Bjorn might have stored his stuff?
Bjorn stuff. Yeah, Bjorn stuff's over there by the fire.
I see.
Where the
And
cots were set up.
have you seen Bjorn around anywhere recently? Or...
No. Last I saw him, he was talking with Grunkle.
I see.
Larger ogre.
I see. All right.
That was
you said right over
morning.
here. Earlier this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I see. I see. All right.
Real quick, is this like our shopping spree? The last session and this session, this is all the same day, right?
Yes, all same.
Yeah.
It is still
Okay.
morning of that day.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it's approximately, give or take, 11:30.
Okay.
Right. This cart over here.
Yes, by the fire. He set up the shoe carts over there.
Ah,
You
I see.
set down all
Thank
the
you.
stuff over there. As far as I know, seems like it's still there.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. She takes up the empty tray and heads back over to the kitchen.
I'm gonna go and take a look around Bjorn's stuff.
Okay. What are you trying to do with his stuff?
I'm trying to see like if there might be any like herbs or anything like that are kind of mixed in with his gear.
Are you openly doing this, or are you trying to sneak it?
Trying to sneak it.
Roll a stealth check.
Oh no.
And any stealth checks. So one of my things is streetwise. So when I attempt, when I attempt to hide, well, I don't know.
I'll allow it. You get a
Base
plus
20 chance to, stealth
Yeah.
checks.
I'll allow it.
Cool. So
I feel like you should be using that more as our.
It's in urban environments.
it's only
Oh, okay.
Yep.
bourbon.
So
Yeah.
in town, he can hide better.
Gotcha.
Yep. Okay, and do I do anything with my difficulty rating? Because I'm guessing that the ghillie suit wouldn't help here.
No, think of the You blend into the tree in
To the shrub in the corner.
The bar.
I turn into a tree in the bar.
Yeah. You tree pose.
Alright.
Tree pose is like T-pose. Never.
Bad coding.
Nia 71 and less got an 18. You feel like you're being stealthy. I need a skullduggery check as you try and loot these belongings.
Okay.
You're pocketing.
Pickety-pocketing. Rolled a 9, flip to fail to 90.
Right, that's right, skullduggery. I'm not gonna have you flip to fail. It would be if you were actually actively trying to pick a lock or like pick someone's pocket. But because you're trying to pick a bag, I'm not gonna have it flip to fail. So we'll just call that a 9. So that'll be a success in your book. You rummage through his pack, and in that pack, you were able to find multiple mason jars. The belongings inside them, the ingredients inside them are assorted.
Okay.
Do you know what Mammoth Nutmeg looks like?
Do I know what my Mammoth Nutmeg looks like?
Roll a survival check.
Mama nup.
Mammoth Nutmeg. You do not know what Mammoth Nutmeg looks like. Do you know what what was it? Tundra Cassia looks like?
Survival check.
Survival check. Sounds great. You do not know what Tundra Cassia looks like. You have found his pack with assorted ingredients. They are not labeled. I don't think he knows how to write. You wouldn't know how to read.
I wouldn't know how to read, so perfect. So these are just like, how many mason jars are there? You said a couple, so just
7 different mason jars, and they've got an animal skin over the top with like a twine tying them, sealing them.
Gotcha. Okay.
As well as assorted bundles of stuff in there, like twined together, different herbs. Who knows which one it could be?
All right. I guess I'm going to take 3. Try to take 3 of them.
One.
3 of them. Just try to luck check my way through it.
You're taking 3 mason jars?
I think I'll take 1 bundle and 2 mason jars.
Okay, 1 bundle, 2 mason jars. Go ahead and add that to your inventory.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What's Adarag doing? Not Adarag.
He-
What's Gnimwirt?
Gnimwirt
Like,
is-
he's looting.
Looting.
It's Gnimwirt.
Working on Frankie's chair first, and this one in particular, I'm making it big and beefy. It's
What are you
gonna have
doing?
like. I turn to see if it's Elder Arlene or Granny Evelyn.
Granny Evelyn. I guess
Okay.
my voice wasn't great. I can see the resemblance between the voices. That's my elder voice, I guess.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
It was one person, but now
I
it's
don't
two
need a
for me.
chair that big.
No, this isn't your chair. I'm working on both of them.
Oh. But mine's gonna be better, right?
Of course it is.
Okay, good. Here. You win me prize in festival games, and make me a nice chair, and here you go.
And she hands out what looks to be a small, it's like three blue flowers with white centers, blue petals coming out. They glisten, and are wet with dew. It could be from the rain, but it almost seems like they just have a natural, not ichor, a natural like dew residence just on them. Because even if you like hold your hand over it and like dry, you can still feel the wetness to them. They're neatly tied together. These three flowers together are neatly tied together with a little twine, and she hands it to you.
Wow.
Is that enough?
Well, I reference my recipe real quick. Yes, that should be more than enough.
Good. If
Thank
you
you.
want more, you're gonna have to take me out first. That stuff's
Well-
hard to come by.
I see. Yeah, thank you. They're remarkable looking. Very beautiful.
They are. Very. Is this
Well-
for a date? Do you have a girlie in mind?
Well, no, like we said, it's for a remedy that we're trying to create.
A love potion.
No. It's
I don't believe you.
well, you can go on thinking that. It's probably more pleasant.
That's probably.
Okay. I'll see you at the festival then.
Yep, I'll get to work on that chair right now.
I don't believe you.
I start beating wood together and working on the chair.
Good boy. Okay, bye.
She toddles off. Adarag, you're done in there.
Yep, I'm gonna walk back outside. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's my sling. You said you might be able to do something to make it more accurate.
Ah, yes.
Poor Gnimwirt,
Just-
he's got 3 projects. It's just like, yeah, sure, thanks.
Just set it on the table over there. I have other things I need to make first.
Right, and then also, sir, do you happen to know what this mammoth nutmeg and this tundra cassia look like?
Well, I've heard the mammoth nutmeg is somewhat similar to like a spice, like cinnamon, so I would imagine it's ground. But I guess, Raph, do I know more than that?
Survival check. No.
Oh, so close.
And then the tundra cassia, I don't know. Let me do a survival check.
Let me survival check. No.
Nope, no clue. Why? Do you think you found some?
Well, I may have happened upon a couple of things that I was wondering might be them, but if we're both kind of out of options, I don't know.
Well, perhaps you could show it to Bjorn. He probably knows if he's in town. Did you find him?
Unfortunately not. I asked Liliana. Apparently he was talking to that ogre earlier. Grunkle, I think is his name. She said last she saw was him talking to him this morning.
Yes, that ogre seems to be stealing all our friends.
He did take dibs, didn't he?
Yes. Well, I'm afraid I would suggest we wait until Bjorn's back on the Mammoth Nutmeg and the Tundra Cassia, unless you want to go to Zubad Noodle or Zabani, that's the name. He might know, but then you have to offer him something in exchange, and I'm about out of things to offer him today, as we've seen him quite a few times already.
That is true. Sir, do you think we're going to need these here goggles?
Well, I don't know. It's got some glass in it, which I'd like to not lose. What
right.
are you thinking?
Well, I was wondering if there was something... Could you write up a diagram for this thing, and I could take that over there as the knowledge that for trading?
Sure. Give me just a second. I'll pull out my parchment and
Got so many projects.
my little tool that's on my ear, and I'm gonna quickly sketch out these goggles. I don't know that this will work, but you can try.
Well, hopefully they understand what it says.
Okay. You're gonna sketch that out. Yes, because you took off your pack. It's not sucked through, so you're good.
Yep.
You go ahead and quickly diagram. You go ahead and quickly draw it. Do you guys see Twitch chat?
Oh no.
Okay. I
no, I
fucked
do.
up in Twitch chat and I was laughing at myself. You guys see that? Oh fuck. You guys quickly.
Hey, Abe.
Abe.
Hey, Abby? Oh fuck. You guys quickly drop a diagram. You guys being obviously Gnimwirt. Adarag doesn't help, and it could possibly be taken as schematics for this. I feel like. Actually, go ahead and roll me an education check. Also, I'm really mad at you guys, by the way. Just so you're aware. We'll talk about it in under the table, but I'm very mad at you. Yes, you were able to drop schematics of these goggles for sure.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
now leave me be. I have many projects I'm trying to finish here.
I will. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna go to Zabani.
Okay. So you head to the antiquarian.
Yep, and to the antiquarian.
The door once again does a little ring-a-ding as you enter. Hello there. Adarag, was it?
That's correct.
Welcome back. Do you need something else?
Well, Varys, I was wondering, do you happen to know what Mammoth Nutmeg and Tundra Cassia look like?
Might have a scroll on it. She holds out her little paw.
And I hand over the scroll of the goggles.
What did you draw this schematic on?
It's like parchment paper.
Okay. She lets it drop to the ground as she's a mouse. Rolls it out, stepping all over it, looking at it. And what is this supposed to be?
These are singing implements for the underwater folk. They are...
Looks at you questioning, but decides not to question. Goes back to it. Underwater eyeballs?
Yes, exactly.
So do you check out your eyeballs?
No, it goes right over the top, and it makes it so it's not blurry and dark underneath the water. They just go right on top. Do I still have them on my forehead?
Actually, yeah, you probably do.
It's like through the use of some material. What is this called? Plastic.
Yes.
Oh, she's looking.
I
She's
don't
like,
know.
Very interesting. Is that them there?
Yes, these are them.
Kinda looks
I'm
over.
afraid I can't give these up, but these are the drawings for how to make them.
Well, I am no inventor myself, but a squirrel for a squirrel seems fair.
She uses her whole body to roll this thing back up, and she goes, "If you
You
wouldn't
need
mind,
me to help you with moving that?
On the table, then.
I pick it up, put it on the table.
Okay. Stand by.
And she scuttles up the side of a bookshelf, kind of.
Nope, not here. Nope. This one.
And she once again pushes with her whole body, pushing the that's right. Sorry, chat's roasting me right now. Once again pushing out the a book, and it clatters to the floor, and she hops down and begins poring over it. Where is Zavani? Zavani and Valerie's. There we are. These are the people that they're talking to. Currently talking to the little one. Scrolling through the pages.
Here we are. This is called the Mammoth Nutmeg, right?
Yes, that's it.
Here it is.
And what you see is you see it in its natural herb form that we grow. It's a basic drawing. There's words and stuff written next to it, but you can't read it. But yeah, you see a drawing of what looks to be some herbs.
Okay. Would I recognize them as anything that I pulled out of the bag?
Give me... Actually, no, I'm going to let you have this one. Yes. No,
Okay.
It's not in your inventory, but it was one of the bushels in the
One of
bag.
the bushels in there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So my mystery bushel is not the bushel that we need.
Yes.
It's not the bushel you were looking for.
And what was the other one?
And the other one was Tundra Cassia.
I just looked over at the cameras and see Gnimwirt going to work.
Tundra Cassia. That one's extinct, if I remember right.
Is it?
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Yes. Here it is. Apparently this is what it looked like once upon a time.
Showing you, once again, another drawing of some herbs. Writing along the side.
And do I recognize this one?
You do. However, it was not in the bag. But, what you thought was basically just a giant leaf covering the bag, like camouflage, it was strapped to the bag, and it is basically, think ancient times, the giant fauna they would have. It's a giant, like, leaf thing that is basically...
Like the
is
rain
the
cover
backpack.
for his pack. Yeah. Oh, okay. Is
Yeah.
like the
is
folded
the
up and-
pack.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I see. Well, this has been informative. Thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you.
knowledge.
If there's anything else you need, the antiquarian will be open to you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Valeries. You have a good one.
A good what?
A good day.
Oh, you have a good day too.
Thank you. Ding. Yeah.
And where do you go and what do you do?
And then I'm going to go back to the tavern and try to put the jars and bushel back into the the pack.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes, trying to be stealthy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Okay. And...
All right. Damn, you're stealthy as fuck.
In urban environments.
Yep, I forgot about that. Yeah. You're easily able to sneak back over to his pack, reinsert the items, and you see very clearly the backpack is made out of this giant plant. And inside there is a bushel of what looks to be mammoth nutmeg.
I'm just going to leave it there for now.
Okay.
Yep. And then I am going to walk over to Griff. Yeah.
He's laying on a cot. No, 5
Griff,
feet
how are
from
you doing? Griff, how are you doing, mate?
Mate, well, alright. I'm currently finding my picture. I found it. Sorry.
I'm sorry,
I'm
what?
alright. I'm, recovering, you know.
Your wounds are healing well, I see.
That's what Bjorn told me before he disappeared.
You wouldn't happen to have overheard where he was sent off to. Sounds like he was talking to that ogre last.
I didn't. I was asleep.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Catching disease.
Catching disease.
Yeah, catching disease. Counting sheep.
Count sheep.
Watching
I was
watching the
asleep.
stars go past.
No, I was asleep.
I see. Well,
I couldn't see any shape or stars.
I should take you out on the boat sometime and show you the stars. It's very beautiful out there.
Well, I'm not like that, actually.
I bet you would. All right. Well, you rest up, and I'll see you later, Griff.
No, will do, mate.
Mate. See ya.
Lays back down.
Walk back outside to Gnimwirt, who's, I'm sure, furiously working away at his tasks.
Gnimwirt got distracted by a dog that just walked up randomly, but he'll get back to work shortly.
What? Oh, I was like, what? No, I didn't.
Yes, he did.
Right, Gnimwirt, I believe I've found the mammoth nutmeg and the tundra cassia.
Fantastic. Where is it?
Well, it's close by. It's
Need to roll a check to know that you're being shady. Where is it, Adarag?
You can roll scrutinize if you want.
No, I know. Something's up.
I don't have to roll.
I'm just. I'll let you know, but not with other ears around.
Okay. Well,
Just know that it's near at hand.
that's fine. Why don't we just take it?
Well,
Or trade for it, something.
we can talk to Bjorn about it when he gets back, and that'll be. He would know where it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
I'm sure he would. Have you had some time to get my? Well, actually, what were you thinking as far as making my sling more accurate?
Yes. And Gnimwirt is like furiously working on Granny Evelyn's chair because he needs this by tonight. And he just like points to some schematics. Wait, what? What is that face?
I didn't say anything.
He points over to a schematic on a table. I've drawn up the plans over there. Go take a look.
Adarag can't read.
Oh, right. I forget. We need to teach you this sometime.
Eventually, sir.
He's like, yeah, there's a lot of lines and stuff.
So I walk over to the table and I like pull up a bench so I can stand up to the table.
Right, you have a bench now. Yep.
Yeah, this is my workstation. I've making it
We're
work.
adding things as we go. Like, oh.
I roll out the parchment and I just start pointing to like all these things. Like this goes on your arm, and this is a rigid structure. This is what you aim with. You pull back. See this rope here? You pull back here. You just hold your arm out straight. And then same, you put your rock in and it goes right where you put that sight. You can practice with it a little bit, but I haven't had time to make it. I'm busy.
Is there anything I can do to help get you anything while you're working away?
Yeah, actually. I need something stretchy, like a vine or something that can, it's like stretchy.
Stretchy vines. Right. Have you seen any around, or have I seen any around?
Survival check.
Ah.
Yes. You have. God, where did you see this?
Was it across the Mud River?
Uh-huh.
This side of... Okay.
North.
So, north.
Along the northern road, you came across some purple plants. Imbued with these purple plants were some really stretchy vines holding the whole thing together.
Sir, I think I know where to get something, but I...
Chest's grainy skin is stretchy.
Just
Jesus.
just as you're getting all these projects, I hate to load you on with another one. But
yes, I'd hate that too. I'm running out of time.
But I know where we could get some, but it's on those purple plants that we saw back up north. So we may need something to fight off the twig blights.
Didn't the ogre say he saw one of those purple plants in town?
That he did. Well,
You go see if you can find it. I'm too busy.
Understandable.
Come holler
sir.
if you need me.
Will do.
At this point, I think I'm like wrapping up Frankie's chair.
No. Whose fucking chair are you working on? At first it was Frankie's, then it was Granny's, now you're done with Frankie's?
Welcome to the life of an ADHD.
Yeah, you're apparently halfway through both, because you kept flipping between them.
Okay, I'll keep working on Granny's then.
Now we're back to Granny's, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Where did he say that he found that one? I guess.
If I remember right, he did say exactly where he found it too.
Yeah, it was like right over in the center of the burned down trade district or something like that. No, it wasn't.
You can roll a folklore check to remember.
Yeah, folklore.
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 Success. They were tasked with clearing some of the roads and trails in Arwen's Rest from the encroaching mud and sticks, which you can see everything's pretty well covered again with mud and sticks and twigs and branches and leaves. However, they said that they had cleared it from Hobbs Lodge out to the main gate at the south end of town, and along that path near the main gate, he had stumbled across a purple flower, which it popped in his face, let out a huge stink, and something stabbed him and ran off into the trees.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to go towards the south gate.
Okay.
Towards the last known location of the flower.
Okay. You head out that way, and you're very easily able to distinguish some... looks to be rotting purple flower debris in a couple different chunks off the path a little ways. They didn't pick it up, no one cleaned it up or anything, so there's just like 4 different chunks laying on the ground.
All right. Are any of them large enough to be like this stretchy material? Like, are there any vines like nearby, like stretchy vine sort of things?
Give me a survival check. I know we're doing a lot of sorts.
It's a lot of searching.
Survival
Yeah.
check. Episode 17, the survival check. That's a success. So the purple husk, like, think of it as like a petal, right? You have 4 petals. How many? 4 petals. That go up and they basically branch out like you peel a banana.
Yeah.
Well, those are on the ground, and one of those petals you pick up, and it's a very flexible, stretchy material.
Okay. So I'm gonna just pick up all 4 of them. Do I see any like other purple flowers nearby? Like any, like, do I think that like maybe some spores have gotten out or anything like that?
No, you don't see any here.
Okay. Are there any houses nearby?
Plenty of ruins.
Plenty of ruins.
Yeah. Some might be occupied, some might not.
I'd like to. I'd like to look around at the ruins nearby.
Okay, absolutely. What are we looking for?
So specifically, I'm looking for any sorts of indications of. So I know that my location is currently buried. I'm wondering if there's any of these that might have like a basement to like an underground, like catacombs sort of situation.
Absolutely, and a lot of them look like, as you're going through, I'm not even going to make you roll, as you're going through, it looks like some of them do have stairs going down and stuff like that. All of them are sunken, and it seems like, even since you've gotten here, the mud has risen.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, as
Just
you're
being in
walking on, like, where the floor would be, your feet are sinking down to hit the floor through mud.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But
say
I
at
can
this
see like
point-
the archway for doors and stuff going down.
Yeah,
it's still flooded.
But it's still
Okay.
flooded with gunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'd like to. Let's see.
Give me a quick awareness check for that. Gnimwirt, give me a tradecraft skill check. Alright. Adarag, you do notice, as you go into one building, you're checking it, and you're looking down, you see, yeah, there's definitely an archway going down, filled with mud, gunk. Alright. As you're sitting there, you see these light green tendrils, almost like what you'd see from an oil spill, right? These light green tendrils reaching out from the basement, the crypts down below, stretching out across the mud.
Okay, and these are like, so it's like an oil slick sort of across the surface of the mud.
You know that, like,
Sure.
that texture, you know what I'm talking about, that, like, or that light. When oil spills and you look at it and it gives that, like, luminescent.
Oh, the sheen sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's a bit more very clear and evident, like it's light green. Gnimwirt, you finish up one of the chairs.
Sweet. Yeah. So I finished up Granny Evelyn's chair, and it's like I used this crappy wood, but somehow I've just like made it like a nice finish that looks like kind of glossy, and
Absolutely.
it's a rocking chair, so it's like sturdy, and she can rock in it, and I've just kind of she's got that picture.
Yep. Yep. Granny's a beast.
So yeah, it's a nice chair.
Yeah, no, it's actually, because your success is a critical success, it's a very sturdy rocking chair, and with the wood texture, you even, like, carved into it and made, like, flower designs on the sides. Actually, not bad.
Heck yeah. And at this point, I'll start piecing together some stuff for Adarag's little contraption.
Okay. Adarag, what else do you do? What are we up to?
So I'd like to tear off some of my tattered rags and kind of dip it in the the sheen that we have over there.
Tatarag.
And Adarag tears his rags.
Tatarag.
Tatarag. And then I want to like soak it in this like sheen that I can see on the top.
Okay.
And then I want to take it like back outdoors. And then I'd like to light it on fire. See like if it burns as like if it's like just a normal sort of burning, like that I would get from like normal like clothing, or if it like flashes like a gunpowder almost, sort of like flashpoint sort of.
Okay.
I'm seeing if there's any like flammability characteristics
How
to
are you
it.
lighting it?
So I have my flint and steel.
Perfect.
Yep.
You light it, and it lights almost similar to, how would I put this? It's so blind, like a blowtorch.
Yeah.
Where it's like that.
Like.
Ah.
Yeah.
It burns, but then it burns out quickly.
Okay.
It's like.
So it's like a quick flash, and then.
Yeah.
And then it's done. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, that'll be good for Gnimwirt to know. And
Don't worry about it.
okay. And with that information, I'd like to go back to Hobbs Lodge to bring back the stretchy bits and the and some information for Gnimwirt.
Okay. You're easily able to make your way back, passing through the town square festival grounds to Hobbs Lodge.
Right.
You see Gnimwirt now has...
Yeah, I'm working on your little apparatus. So what it looks like so far, there's like a strip of fabric, like leather type material that would go around your wrist, and it's like a buckle, like a belt sort of, and then there's like a rigid structure that comes up off of the wrist that holds your old like slingshot, but it's like the Y shape, and I've got that patch just like laying on the side, and I'm going to connect it with those vines, and then in the very front of it I built like a little sighting device so it shows you where you're aiming.
So let me get this right. You basically built him a wrist rocket? Is that what
Basically,
you
yeah. Like you hold it straight and pull it back, and it's got like a little sight on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, here you are, sir. Here's some of those vines that you were asking for. Also, I may have a bit of information about this this green muck that we've been seeing.
Yes. What information? I'll keep tinkering as you talk.
Well, it appears to burn very quickly.
At this, Gnimwirt stops everything he's doing and then gives Adarag his full attention. What do you mean, burns very quickly?
Well, you see, sir, I was outside of town gathering up these things, and I saw an archway that went down below that had was bubbling up a little bit of the that green sort of corruption-y looking mud that we've been seeing around, and I dipped some rags in it and took it outside and lit it on fire, and it sparked very quickly and very bright, and then it went for only a few seconds before the entire piece of cloth was turned to ash.
All right. Does Gnimwirt recognize this as an ingredient in a substance that he has created?
No.
Okay. That sounds interesting. I wonder... Two things come to mind. One, perhaps it could be useful if we have to venture out again and deal with those twig blights and stuff, but also... Perhaps we should be very careful with fire around those swamps. If it's flammable and what sounds like somewhat explosive, if we light it, I don't know what could happen and how much it leads to underground. I'd advise you to be careful.
Aye, sir. I'll do my best. It's a fancy contraption you got going there.
Yes. Here, I grab the vines and I quickly like rig it up, and it's mostly ready to show Adarag.
Give or take. The time it's taking you to go around town and do these things, to craft the two different chairs for the two different townsfolk, both Frankie and Granny Evelyn, and to craft his newfound wrist rocket type gizmo. I'm gonna say we sit and we, like, it's one of those moments where you guys are just sitting there and like Adarag's kind of chilling, probably swiveling around on a little stool that you have now, and kind of reaches over and hands you parts as you're working and kind of building stuff and putting stuff together and making stuff. It's like a time lapse as rain falls down, townspeople walk by, and it gets into the afternoon. As you wrap up these projects, the day has gotten away from you.
Well, it's just about time for us to go and win some prizes.
So, to be clear, am I done with these 3 things?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'd say so. Can I retcon one thing?
Of course. Oh man.
I was doing the wrist rocket thing. As soon as I was done with that, while I was building Frankie's chair, I would have told Adarag to go and practice with it.
That's perfectly fine. During the time lapse, he can
Yeah.
be grabbing it and like shooting you in the butt. And...
Yeah. So I handed it to him and like let him practice with it for a while.
If I see a weather vane, I'm taking pot shots at a weather vane. Like the thing.
No, I
thing
know what that is. I was
Okay.
thinking if this town would have that. There's one.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll for me. Actually, we'll come back to that because we're gonna have to add that weapon to your inventory.
Mhm.
We'll do that in between sessions.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Let's go earn this blue savory that I already have, and win a competition.
Sir, I'm just curious. Is there anything else that we need to do?
Well, it's been a long day, and like 3 or 4 sessions long day. So I'm trying to remember all the things, but the other group left and was going to gather wood so we could dig a hole to protect the town. We're trying to gather all these resources for this remedy to go seek out Atlas. And then we well, there's a lot of things involved with that. We need to build something to constrain him once he's remedied, and we probably need to find Bjorn, it sounds like, based on your research, before we can get those other 2 items. What am I missing?
Can I roll some sort of check to see if there's something I'm forgetting?
Damn. Maybe?
Folklore.
No, actually, I think it'd be rumor, but double check.
Survival against the DM.
Yeah.
Scrutinize, maybe? No.
Rumors used to gather information from people.
Leadership, maybe?
Leadership.
Yeah.
You just saying things.
I'm just trying to help.
Let's go with
Awareness.
pocket. Yeah, let's go with awareness check. It's a success. So, what all do you guys know so far?
So we know that that Atlas is currently petrified out in the woods. So, and he has a companion that we've not been able to track down yet. or we don't know the whereabouts of. We know that he exploded something in the town square, or the market. We know that there's a tincture that can unpetrify him. We know... Trying to think of other things. We know Bjorn is out right now. Adarag knows where the last 2 ingredients we need for this tincture are. We know that there's now a merfolk person in the lake, or in the ocean, just off the bridge.
You know, the other adventurers are out collecting wood to come back soon to dig that hole.
We also told the villagers to get ready with sound maker devices. Trying to keep track of a quest log here.
Yeah.
It's a big quest log. Is there anything that we were supposed to do, like...
I mean, we're also kind of getting ready for this festival that we're now supposed to be a part of. And I think after this long day, I'd be looking forward to something light and just more fun.
Yeah, I think we need to make our way out of town next.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of if we have anything outside of town other than the petrification thing that's going to pull us outside of town to do stuff. And
I mean, the corruption coming from the mountains, we could investigate the mountain, I guess. And then also your treasure.
Yeah, my treasure, that's, still... We're still trying to figure... Well, I think once we make the digging machine, that'll be one of the things to get us started with that sort of... that side of things. But we now have the information about that the green stuff that I saw bubbling up from that from my underground location is highly flammable. But we also know that the mud is also starting to creep in more and more. So, trying to figure out what if what have we been forgetting? What else have we been forgetting?
So there's all we know. What does the Adarag awareness tell us?
That was pretty much all of it. The big things being that unpetrifying or dealing with Atlas, because Elder Arlene told you to bring him back to face punishment for his crimes. The festival coming up. The encroaching blight army. The swamp dragon.
And something that we talked about in the under the table yesterday, something that...
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, let's bring are you talking about the Fae?
The Fae stuff, yeah.
Let's bring that up for Tough Nuts, because this is something I didn't go over with you guys, but it is something your character should know. The Fae. We've mentioned them a little bit. They've been in the background. The Fae are basically a ghost story. They're sometimes told as fairy tales, like, oh yeah, the Fae were sweet spirits of the woods, and like they'll bless you if you give tributes. They're also the boogeyman. Don't fuck with the Fae. There are stories of entire towns just fucking dying in a night. And it's like, that's because they pissed off the Fae. And their whole town was fucking wiped out. Or like, children go missing in the middle of the night. And it's like, don't, steal, or else the Fae will come snatch you up. No one knows if they're real or not. Some people are like, yeah, no, they're real. Some people are like, nah, it's a ghost story to tell kids.
Is this a local thing to Arwen's Rest, or like worldwide?
Basically, this continent wide, at least. So like, even you guys know, like, I mean, you don't
At least
really
the
have
free
as
ones.
much inside the big cities and stuff. Like, they're pretty well developed and everything, but like the more the outlying towns are all like, yeah, no, we don't fuck with the Fae. And whereas in the cities, they'd be like, ah, yeah, it's like crazy, like, oh god, what's that? What's it called where like it's not modern day medicine, but it's like wives' tales? Wives' tales. Is that the word I'm thinking of? There's another word, but wives' tales as well.
So you're saying like children going missing, like fucking with the Fae would be like going and looking for those children? Like you just let it happen? Or what do you mean by that?
Up to interpretation.
So, yeah. But we actually have seen some Fae things already in our story. So like we did hear about the Ashwood trees being like Fae sort of folk oriented when we were looking and inspecting the mug of Adosalin. It was also noted that the sigils are likely Fae, like the one that we saw out on the tree there, but also those are similar to the ones that Eldar Lane carved onto our forehead, or not carved,
Jeez.
the ones that he marked on our foreheads. Which,
Gotcha.
after going in the water, do we have to go get those redone?
Actually, looking at Gnimwirt, his is still there. And looking at Adarag, his is still there.
Okay.
You still have that same marking on your head.
And Gnimwirt looking at Gnimwork, it's still there. It's like
Wait, sorry, say again? Sorry.
I was making a joke that I'm looking at my own forehead.
Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah. So I think with all those things being said, we can't go out to the statue until we have all the ingredients. So we're getting close on that, and the next thing that's a part of that is the festival. So we're probably about ready to head out to the festival, which,
Gonna be right here.
yeah, and I imagine that would be maybe the next episode, but I think that's probably next on our list.
Like, well, let's go find somewhere private to talk, and I'll let you in on a couple of things.
Okay.
I'd like
You
to
sneak
look around.
off to your ruin again?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is
our-
slowly becoming our little like hangout.
Yeah. Okay. You sneak into that ruin again.
All right. And before I start talking, I would like to just check to see if I can like identify anybody or anything listening in or looking in on us.
Roll
I'm gonna look too.
an awareness check, both of you. Okay, that's 2 successes. You both succeed. As you guys sneak into the ruin, I'm trying to think if anyone in the area would be interested. What's happening? Yes.
And
As you guys sneak into the ruin, you guys go in there and you're like, you look around inside the ruin, you're good, and you guys go to talk and you're like, we're gonna look one more time. And you guys both peek your head out the ruin and look, and you see Alexios is propped up against the wall, kind of flipping a coin. He goes, oh,
do you mind?
I was. What's going on, gentlemen?
I'm gonna. Can I get? I'd
Is
like
everything
to.
alright?
Well, it would be, but what are you doing around here?
Looking for a story. You wouldn't happen to know one, would you?
Well, I'll tell you, there'll be a story of victory tomorrow or tonight at the shooting gallery.
At the what?
Oh, at the festival.
Oh, you plan to win.
Of course.
That'll be a sight. I guess I'll be rooting for you. What's
I appreciate that.
and he goes to like look over your head into the what's going on in there?
Oh, just conversations between friends.
Oh.
What brings you to this area?
You two said you had a story to tell. I've been waiting for you to leave town. Curious, what's been going on?
Well, we've been getting ourselves ready for leaving town, you see. We're not, as you might tell, we're not the strongest or the most able folk to be wandering out into the wilderness unprepared.
I see. Well, best not leave town now if you plan to win at this festival.
Oh, certainly not. We'll make sure that we grab you before we head out.
All right, fair enough. He kind of looks over your head one more time, kind of looking around, and looks back at you two, kind of like, "What's going on?" But he's like, "Well, I guess I'll see you two around then."
Can I get a feel for like if this guy is like actually here to check up on us for like a story's sake, or if there's another? Okay.
Scrutinize check 100%.
Yeah.
You have to get 100%.
Success. You actually don't sense a dark motive. Like, you don't get a bad vibe off him.
Okay.
It more is that he's probably bored. Is what the vibe you're getting. Like, he's walking around, stretching his feet. As he's walking away, he's kind of flipping his coin, looking around, just kind of stretching, looking down at the ground. Like, he kind of stops, looks around, like which way he wants to go, and just turns and starts walking another direction.
Before he like gets out of eye line, I just wanted to like shout out to him, Alexios.
Look back. Yes.
We're getting prepared right now for our adventure. You best be getting prepared too to write that story.
I will do just that then. He
All right.
turns,
I'm gonna pop back
fixes
in.
his hat, and keeps walking.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, I'm just gonna peek out one more time. Just.
Like,
like,
is
sure.
against the wall, flipping it out.
God damn it!
I behead the barmaid.
Liliana, no! No, you guys are in the clear, good to go.
Okay. All right. Well, sir, now that we have some privacy, I was able to find the Tundra Cassia and the Mammoth Nutmeg. The Tundra Cassia, like you said, Valerice mentioned that it is, in fact, likely extinct, but the backpack that Bjorn has, it's made from one of the leaves of the Tundra Cassia. So we'll have to definitely work with him to make sure that, to see if he's willing to part with it. Maybe if we started to create a substitute for him before he gets back, that would be beneficial for him at least. And then also the Mammoth Nutmeg was also inside of his backpack. He has a bushel of it sitting just in a bunch in there.
I see. Well, it's encouraging to know that we have access to these things. However, I'm not really interested in crossing Bjorn.
Neither am I.
I value him as a friend, and I'd
Agreed.
like to keep that situation.
Agreed, which is why I believe if we were to take materials from his bag i.e. take his bag, I believe it would be a good idea to have another one for him in case if he's willing to part with it.
Yeah, if Tundra Cassia is truly extinct and his bag's made from it, I'm sure I don't think he's gonna want to trade that in for just a random satchel that I make him, you know. So I don't know what he's gonna ask of us, but we may have no other choice unless we want to venture to the mountain looking for it.
Well, that might be one thing we could offer him, is a promise to, well, try to find out, well, try to save his village as best we can.
Yeah.
But it'd be up to him if he's willing to take that as a, on our word for that.
Yeah, we could pull him into more of our motive too. He might be interested in, you know, it could help farther our cause of understanding the corruption and what's poisoned this land, which I know he is motivated by. So.
Yep, I agree. Also, sir, while we have a little bit of privacy again, you mentioned that you were looking for some materials. I don't suppose you may have seen any of them around as we've been running around town all day.
Yes, I have some design ideas for it, but I'm still working out some of the material science and what I need specifically. I know there's going to be some metal involved, which can be hard to come by in these parts, but some of the metals I need. But I don't have the list quite yet.
I see. Well, if you spot anything, let me know.
That's why I was asking about that shipwreck earlier. I thought maybe there'd be some metal to salvage, but
I see.
Seems like there wasn't in that area we were at, and I don't fancy going diving again today.
Not today, at least, but we might be able to. Well, Frankie and Hopkins might be willing to lend us their boat, and well, with the goggles now, it might be easier for us to go and spot things offshore. If you'd like to maybe check around.
Gnimwirt chuckles, like, yeah, you had the goggles today, and we saw how that went.
Well, obviously, we'd probably want somebody more experienced with diving to help us out with getting things. I believe Hopkins might be the man for that.
That's what I would suggest, is we can loan him the goggles, and if he can figure out how to wear them, and
if he could fit in the boat.
And that too, and then we can
It's his boat.
We could get him to help us. To us, everyone is massive.
That's true.
Yeah, well, sounds like a plan. I say we head out to the festival and go win some Granny Evelyn favor. And I hold up the blue savory.
Aye, that we can do.
And do you guys leave your ruin of solitude?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. You guys step out of the ruin of solitude, and you see guests starting to, townsfolk and familiar faces starting to congregate around the town square as darkness starts to settle over the town. Torches are lit in like tiki torches type style around the town square, where you can hear music begin to being played. Sorry, my dog just scared the hell out of me. You hear music begin to being played, and kind of amidst the light patter, the rain has lightened a lot, and it's just a light drizzle now. As plenty of voices being heard, and the town has come to life. Whether that's for better or worse, we'll find out next time on King's Crossing. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. My name's Wrath. I run the channel. You can check us out here on kick.com/Rathnar. The Twitch channel's going away, probably. So everybody go over to kick.com/Rathnar and drop a follow, because I need followers to make Kick even allow me to stream there. Like, you need 75 followers to do anything on Kick. So everybody go follow on kick.com/Rathnar. I just dropped a link in chat. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching the videos. Hopefully you're enjoying so far. We have daily episodes on YouTube, as Tough Nuts was telling us earlier. Thank you so much for supporting that channel. That's huge. Huge shout out to my players, Adis and Tough Nuts, for plowing through this game. We do have one open slot for an extra player. This group could use an extra player. So if anyone is following along with the series and wants to join their ragtag team of badasses, you'll have to pass their test.
Convince us.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to convince them that they could use you. Basically, if you make anyone who has any kind of adaptability at combat, you're in. But that's it from us. Any last minute thoughts or anything from you guys?
Yeah, no, I think we got another lot of things done in town today. A lot of things that were necessary. So we got that going on right now. So that's yeah. But I think we're going to start. We're going to get the competition out of the way, and then if Bjorn's not back yet, I think we're probably going to end up having to go and search for him out on the road.
We'll find out next time.
I thought.
Make sure to tune in Monday night for Under the Table, where these guys will be back to discuss all the inner workings of the campaign. They'll be here alongside the other group that plays on Sunday nights. Pickle as Grunkel, Shifty as Wolfer, and Fred as Torvekik, alongside Tough Nuts and Adis as Gnimwirt and Adarag, respectively, where we discuss the inner workings of the campaign, any Q's and A's and all that. And I'm going to tell them how mad I am at them.
Not our fault.
It is! It's 100% your fault, and I'm so mad.
We're just doing what we're supposed to.
I know, everything worked, and it was fine, and listen, this sneak peek at what's coming on Monday night. You guys were supposed to get all the way up north, deal with Atlas, have a big cliffhanger before we go into the next session, and none of that happened. This group right here has been in town for now 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's crossover, and then, granted, like you said, you've been doing a lot, and it has benefited you, and it has worked, and the things you're doing.
You gave us this recipe. Did you expect us to just ignore it and go?
No. Okay. Hey, Hopkins, can you go get us some of this? Okay. There you go. Granny Evelyn, can you give us this? Okay, just do the favor for me. Okay. And then Bjorn's stuff was there, but obviously you guys brought up a good point. You didn't want to just take it, so.
Yeah.
But the 3 things, they were all there.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be, basically, you guys have 3 hours of game time. I expected the first hour to be like gather the ingredients. That took an hour, 2 hours.
We're still working.
Yeah, still haven't gotten them. First hour was supposed to be gathering ingredients. Second hour was supposed to be the road north, the things that I had planned for the road north. And God, man, I was so excited. Good fucking things. The third one was supposed to be dealing with Atlas. And then big cliffhanger and into the festival. Obviously, things don't always go the way you plan them, but like they said, I mean, I can't argue with you guys. Like you said, you did do a lot of stuff in town, and it does count, and it does matter, and that will affect the game.
Yeah, I want to leave too, but we just keep getting so many things to do.
To be fair, there was no you had to have the chairs today. That was never said. So when you're like, I have to have this today, I was like, no, he doesn't. That's what that face was. When you're like, what's that face? I was like, nothing.
Yeah, I thought that was the agreement.
No, she was just like, here, just promise me that you'll win me a prize and you'll make me a chair.
Well, I started working on the chair before she handed me the prize. I thought it was like we exchanged them.
Yeah, no, she just brought it over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have stopped working on it when she did that, but I would have felt bad.
Yeah, so that was, it's alright. I had one plan, they went a different way, it's perfectly fine, everything's fine, but there's a pro and a con to this. Pro being Absolutely, you guys got a lot done, and there was good things you guys got done that will benefit you for sure. Con being, there is a timeline. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that, but there's definitely a timeline of things happening.
Yeah, I'm sure the other group is moving a lot faster, and part of that's because they're out of town, so they're doing stuff.
Yeah, because they did at the end of the
They have to
crossover.
travel.
At the end of the crossover, they're like, "We leave, we go." Which is actually really funny because they were like, "Oh man, we need a healer," and then they didn't get any healing. They left. They sent Bjorn away, and then while they're on the road, they're like, "We need a healer," and then guess who they fucking encounter? Bjorn. Guess what they do? Send him away. No joke, I'm not kidding. I brought this up to them and I was like, you literally asked for a healer, you encounter Bjorn and you're like, hey, bye. I was like, what the fuck?
And because they've sent him out now, it kind of slowed down our progress because now, oh, hello, come back.
No, he's not where we thought he was anymore. He's sent away to another place.
You don't know.
Ugh. So frustrating.
Good job not railroading them. Yeah, no, I'm not railroading them. Like, they're allowed to do, like, I obviously prep stuff and I'm like, hey, this is your goal. And they're like, don't care. Which is, I mean, that's not really what they're doing, but, sorry, I'm reading through some chat here, seeing if they had anything for you guys. One of them did say, good job, Granny's chair is done. Well done. They're catching Pokemons. Good job. Enjoy caught some info on the characters wouldn't suck, but you can get the players to supply that. Yeah. If you guys have a quick second, you guys want to tell the chat about your characters. Some of them are new and aren't super familiar. Yep. They were recommending that we build like a wiki on the settings so far of what we've uncovered. And just as we uncover more about the setting, we could add to like the wiki. I don't know that it needs to be a wiki, but something. So that way anyone who comes into chat could just like use a command, pull that up and read up on what's going on. So I think it would be cool to have like a community project where we all kind of add to that and build it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Good job not railroading them. The adventure is what happens before achieving their goals. It's not
Loghong the.
Oh, fighting the dragon. I was like, what? Fighting the dragon. It's getting to the dragon. Yes, okay. The adventure is getting to the dragon. Got you. I was like, what? Yeah, they this group is not combat heavy, so they're obviously not just running out into combat, whereas the other group has 2 warriors and a quote unquote bowman. And so they just left town. They're like, okay, we got a mission. And so they headed out. This group's like, oh no, we have plans and thoughts and things and to do, and it's 2 very different groups, and it's hard being a DM bouncing between the 2 because like, okay, I DM for their group. By the end of my session with their group, I'm like, okay, I'm prepared for that late game. And then I come to your group and I'm like, oh, gotta readjust. And then I get to, okay, I'm good with you guys. And then I get to their game and I'm like, oh, I gotta readjust. So it is a bit of a challenge on my part to get it right exactly. But anyways, tell them about your guys' characters.
Yeah, so my character is Adarag Nimblehole. He's a smuggler by trade. So he has kind of some yeah, well, he's still new to the trade, I'll say. He's learning his way in things, but he was hired by Gnimwirt to be kind of his guide into the Outlands because he's been here before on his smuggling routes. He's kind of taken trade goods back and forth, some over the table, some under the table. But his he also has a little bit of a thing against the gods mainly because his family has been cursed by them, and that has left him with a little bit of a devilish past. But that doesn't slow him down. He's talkative, kind of maybe a little too open about his smuggler title at times. But he's kind of making his way in the world and working his way towards the his ultimate goal of like becoming like a good like a solid smuggler, a very trying to fix his family name sort of thing.
Redemption arc.
Yeah.
Who's Gnimwirt?
Gnimwirt is a gnome engineer. He kind of started on the bottom of the social class, and like he was orphaned, didn't have a good relationship with his parents, and then he quickly discovered that he had like a very gifted mind, and through his innovations as an engineer, he kind of climbed the wealth ladder. And people in his hometown have come to like really respect who he is as an engineer. He is also very much not skilled in combat. But yeah, he's just motivated by like efficiency and like innovation. He comes from the kingdom of Angelonia, specifically Othrondil, which is the city of Starhaven. And he used to attend the Starforge Academy of Science, but he kind of outpaced the teaching there, and then eventually he probably would have been a teacher, but he didn't like teaching, so he just kind of worked there and used their resources to like innovate.
He's like one of those tenured research professors.
Yeah, like he doesn't really teach anyone. Like he has a couple students that help him do stuff, and he's like just genius. As you can tell, like all he does is just like design things and build things, which has happened a lot so far, especially in the last couple of sessions because we've been in town. Yeah, and then he's made some like pretty big inventions, and one of them, I don't think people know what it was quite yet, but it's pretty connected to the story, and someone stole this technology from him. And we're trying to track down the person that stole it. That's part of my motive for being on this new continent. So that's kind of the backstory of Gnimwirt, I guess.
Yeah. So that's their two characters. I have another group that plays on Sunday nights live right here on kick.com/Rathnar. And you will see. So as the timeline goes, it goes this group and that group both happening at the same time. So the Tuesday night game and the Sunday night game happen at the same time. So while last session, while you guys were doing all your errands around town, as opposed to this session, last session when that was happening is what they did on Sunday. So now while you guys were doing this, they'll be doing whatever happens Sunday. And then Monday night, we'll all come together and discuss. Obviously not giving away spoilers, but discuss. So, that was the session. Hopefully you enjoyed. Things to take away from this. Working on a community project where we build a, I don't know, wiki or document or something for King's Crossing. So that when new people join, they can get a quick read through and cliff note.
You can just give them my terrible notes.
that would be an interesting read. Dibs is alive. He was with the ogre. What's a Dibs?
Today we got headed to the docks looking for bitterweed. Hopkins is dragging something out of the water. It's Frankie. No.
It's Frankie. No. Yeah, it's good times, but I think takeaways is work on that. What other takeaways do we have from this? Weapon for Adarag.
In this week, I also want to meet with you, Wrath, and come up with a list, kind of like the recipe that I can just have in my mind on the side for my project, my big project.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Just so as we see things in our adventures, I can be like, oh, I need that.
I'm busy tomorrow.
Same.
We'll message. We'll figure
it out. Yeah.
Discord. Actually, hey, Discord. I don't have all my commands set up on Kick yet, so I don't think you can use commands over there yet. But here, I will post a link to the Discord so that if anyone wants to, they can join the Discord where we are and we're cool. So there you go.
We think we are.
There we go. That should have posted. There we go. Hey, the official Wrath. You can join. Oh, thanks. Let's see. Royal Inspector, where did you get these lag screws? They weren't forged around here. Gods. Basically,
I'm pretty sure that most of what Gnimwirt is making out here is not to code.
No, he invented plastic today. That was cool.
Yeah.
There is no codes. This is medieval times. OSHA doesn't exist.
They're more like guidelines.
A steam-powered gnomish Leviathan battlesuit, 8 feet tall, half a ton.
See, it's funny you say that.
It's funny you mention that. And we're gonna leave it there on this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Come back tomorrow. I'm gonna be continuing the Raft series. That's a series that was started like 3 months ago and had 4 episodes and then never again. We're gonna be continuing that one. So Raft is gonna be coming back as of tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right here on stream. Is there still movie nights? There is, but they haven't been like maintained. So we just got to find a good day for it. Maybe Saturday nights or something. I'll get in the Discord and we'll talk about it and figure it out. But I gotta let these guys go. It's nighttime and I gotta get off here because I'm tired. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Join the Discord. Check out the YouTube. Support the channel. Follow me on kick.com/Rathnar because I need all the follows I can get. Huge shout out to Johnny Speed, MVP chatter for tonight. Thank you. Tough Nuts, Adis, the 3 of you for the follows over on kick.com. Appreciate that. And I will see you guys Monday.
Yes.
Okay. And
We can talk sooner. But yeah.
Stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.
Cheers.
Love you.
Cheers.